This video is speculative nonsense. Okay, now that I have your attention, this video is going to be full of speculative nonsense. I'm just going to come out and say it. I have a conspiracy theory as it relates to Assassin's Creed Mirage. I think I can explain the whole adults-only debacle, the bizarre delays that we've seen, the fact that they're selling it as a collector's edition without us even seeing gameplay, all of these different pieces. I think I can explain it with a theory that ties together multiple things that Ubisoft has been doing in the background, sort of secretly, and then pretending that they're not doing because they're embarrassed about it because it didn't go so well. Kind of complicated, but I'm going to explain it to you. I just want to be clear that this is fundamentally a conspiracy theory. I don't have sources like backing this up. I am putting pieces together. This is my hypothesis that explains the things we see. So take it or leave it, but I think it at least explains what we're seeing. And of course, make sure to like the video and follow all of my socials that I have in the link tree in the description box below, so you can hear from me non-stop incessantly about all sorts of gaming stuff. So what is Assassin's Creed Mirage? Well, it's the next Assassin's Creed title coming after Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or as I prefer to say it,
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
It'll never get old, I swear, it'll never get old. The reason a lot of people are really excited for this game is because it allegedly represents a return to form. It's supposed to be a return to basics, effectively. It's going to go back to social stealth, to where stealth in general mattered. It's not focused on being a big, brawly, open-world RPG. It's not built around Viking melee combat. This is supposed to be a good old-fashioned Assassin's Creed game like the ones we got back in the early 2010s and in the years before that, following Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2, and all of those games that we know and love. This was, of course, rumored for a very, very long time, but once we actually found out what the game was about, that it followed the transformation of a defiant young man into a refined master assassin with a conflicted destiny, I mean, honestly, I'm in. It sounds really cool. And little details like this, that they originally conceptualized Assassin's Creed Mirage as an Assassin's Creed Valhalla expansion, that made some people nervous. And while it initially made me a little nervous that this was going to be really small in scope, I actually am pretty sold on it now, because it means that they can focus on more niche ideas, because that's kind of what DLC are about. It's about doing something a little bit more narrow in focus than you would probably get away with doing in like a massive AAA, or in this case quadruple A release like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And from the moment they announced it with this cinematic trailer, I thought it looked really cool in concept. Though it's important to note, nothing we've seen is actual gameplay. As of the time of recording this video in the middle of March 2023, we still have not seen what this game actually looks and plays like, which is concerning. I mean, they're already selling the collector's edition of the game, including like a deluxe pack with skins and eagle skins and stuff themed around the Prince of Persia franchise. It's really, really odd. And honestly, it's normally a bit of a red flag for somebody to sell a collector's edition before we've even seen gameplay. But I mean, it's not the end of the world. It could just be that they got this out, but you know, it's not the craziest thing. I wouldn't think anything serious was going on if this is all that happened around the announcement. Like, okay, they released a cinematic trailer and then put out a collector's edition. It's not ideal, but it's not like the craziest thing. What is absolutely the craziest thing is that they seemingly made one of the biggest mistakes possible for a development studio or publisher to make in the immediate aftermath of a game announcement. They misrated the game. And so right after the announcement, people went on the Xbox store to pre-order it, and they noticed something really peculiar, that it was rated adults only. And people also noticed that in the trailer that they showed off at the 15th anniversary celebration, showing all of the things they were doing with Assassin's Creed, including this Assassin's Creed Mirage trailer, people noticed this adults only, this big AO ESRB tag on the game in the trailer and also on the store page. And this caused a lot of people pause, because this is not something you see very often. In fact, for those who are unaware, as reported here by good old The Gamer, there have only been 33 games given the AO rating between 1993 and 2018, including like Manhunt, which has its own bizarre story, Outlast 2, which I describe as a game where they just like, as a studio, wrote down the most horrific things they could think of on pieces of paper, put them in a hat, and then they just took the whole hat. Instead of picking things out, they just dumped the hat down and said, okay, that's the game. It's kind of tough to play, honestly. And Agony, which I'm sure needs no introduction if you've been following horror games or anything like that recently. This probably also deserved a pretty stiff rating. But if you want to know why something is rated adults only, you don't have to look any further than the official ESRB website, where you can actually go and see what constitutes each individual rating. So E for everyone, generally suitable for all ages, may contain minimal cartoon, fantasy, or mild violence and or infrequent use of mild language. And you can start going through these and see, okay, this is their standards. Okay, makes sense. But if you go over to adults only, you can see how they define it. Adults only is rated this way for a myriad of things that will probably get this video flagged if I say them out loud. But the final element that can get a game awarded an AO rating is gambling with real currency. And on that Xbox rating page, you could see they described why it was rated adults only on that store. It had intense violence, blood and gore, sexual themes, partial nudity, and real gambling. Now, to be clear, if you go to the Xbox store page right now, you will not see this. They actually went back, they took the rating of AO away, and now it's given an RP, which stands for rating pending, meaning it's not officially been rated yet. And they also note that it will likely be rated M for mature, 17 plus, because that's what pretty much every other Assassin's Creed game recently has been rated. Ubisoft, or Ubisoft, as some people like to say, came out after the fact and had a spokeswoman say, nope, this was in fact an issue. This wasn't legitimate. We made a mistake. And what they said was, quote, while Assassin's Creed Mirage is still pending rating, Ubisoft wants to reassure players that no real gambling or loot boxes. What jumps out to me is the fact that they say real gambling. So they allow fake gambling, which, you know, it could just be that there's like, you know, the equivalent of like blackjack in Red Dead 2, where it's like, yeah, I guess it's gambling, but it's in the game. It's not like with real money or anything. So it's something that only exists in the game, so it's not quite the same thing. It struck me as a little odd. Like, this no real gambling qualifier stuck out like a sore thumb. It was very strange to me, and it got the wheels turning as to what might be going on here. So, okay, real quick, honesty time, not BSing or pretending like this is anything it is. This is where we get into the speculation area. I'm not pretending as though this is confirmed fact, but what I'm about to show you, I think, explains everything surrounding AC Mirage very concisely and accurately. But you should take this with a massive grain of salt. This is by no means confirmed that this is why all of this stuff happened, but I think it explains all of it very, very nicely. And it also potentially leaves players more hopeful than they otherwise would have been. So I want to be clear, this is not confirmed, but I want to show you something. Okay, so we've all heard of NFTs, right? Non-fungible tokens. It's a digital item that can be used for all sorts of different things, whether protecting artwork or creating really lazy and uninspired video games. And it's something that every major corporation has expressed some real interest in, probably because they've had people approach them and say, hey, this is basically the next Bitcoin. I know you're bummed that you miss out on Bitcoin, so maybe we should put something together in the form of these NFTs and we'll make tons and tons of money. And then these corporate executives looking for a quick buck are like, oh yeah, sure, let's do that. That sounds awesome. Web3, that sounds sexy. That's gotta be better than Web 2. Let's do it. And Ubisoft is no exception. They have built Ubisoft Quartz, which is a program you might not have heard about before. I've talked about it at length over on my live streams. I've brought this up in a couple of other Assassin's Creed focused videos recently. And because I think it's very important to call this out, because NFTs, every time they've been pitched as an inclusion in video games or as a new feature for video games, it sounds eerily like a Ponzi scheme, like heavily like a Ponzi scheme. Like, it only generates wealth and money for people if more and more money floods in. So there always has to be a bigger sucker, but it's also mixed in with like a pyramid scheme, because the people that originally create the original assets are going to get all the money from it trickling down. It's really, really slimy, and it seems very, very suspicious. So I think it's good to call this out and just be upfront with it. And this Ubisoft Quartz program is exactly what you would expect. It's NFTs, but in Ubisoft games. I mean, everything from skins for pants and guns and masks, everything could be built into Ubisoft Quartz, and then they could allow you to sell those assets to other players on a marketplace that they've built, so they get a cut of every time that trades hands, which in theory they think can just print money even though when they last implemented this in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, it didn't go too hot. Also, before I leave this webpage, I just want
Shit, I
you to
shouldn't
take
have done
note
that.
of this space right here.
We
We're
already
going to
got
come
rid of
back to
one.
it later because
Let's
I
go.
think that this is
Let's get the
more
next
important
one.
than you might realize.
Got the
So they
fucking
announced
Stegosaurus,
Ubisoft
goddammit.
ports to everybody, and it didn't go too hot. As you can see down here,
My bad,
668 likes. That's a lot of likes. 15,000 dislikes. 15,000. I mean, what's the math on this? What's the ratio on this? This is not good. This is bad. And I mean, you can see the whole thing is pitched as digits, which are just NFTs. They'll allow you to complete, what was it? Allow you
damn it,
to
I can't
complete
switch.
your missions
Fuck.
in style, whatever the hell that means. Have you noticed these NFT projects? They never like actually describe anything other than that they're skins, but they're skins that are like, I guess, unique, and that makes them cooler than skins that aren't unique.
Yeah,
It's
Skinny.
really, really
What
odd
up?
because there's never a clear
I'm
value
playing games right
proposed
now.
to the player that they can't get with just normal skins. You like your player character looking really cool? Okay, just use regular skins. Why do I have to have NFTs tied into it? Like, I get it. You're saying maybe then they'll be more valuable or not, but that only works if there's a bigger sucker willing to pay for that. You don't get to just say that this skin is worth $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million. It's only worth that if somebody's willing to pay for it. And you don't get to pay for these skins with other skins because that's not how this works. You have to pay for it with real money. So you're relying on just really wealthy people being willing to just throw money at stuff and then just burn the cash. And that sort of worked initially with NFTs because people thought maybe this will work. So they speculated and threw money at it. And then when it lost all the money, they were like, oh, well, crap. Okay, never mind. And now none of that money's flowing. And this is not just me speculating that it's not working and the market isn't flowing. There was actually a study and research done by Ars Technica right here in an article they did about Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And as you can see here, players who managed to snag a free Digits NFT could sell the unique in-game item on two specific partner NFT websites, Object and Rareable. But the second-hand market for the in-game items wasn't exactly robust. In the nearly 120 days since Ubisoft first rolled out Digits, the Ubisoft Force system, and Ars analysis shows that just 96 successful sales from among the thousands of digits minted by Ubisoft. 96 out of thousands. Now I would say this is still pretty pathetic because, I mean, there's
Shit.
96 people who spent money on
Damn
this
it.
stuff, which is just
Stegosaurus.
devastating. I mean, we're failing as people, as humans. But as you can see here,
Yeah,
interestingly,
at least we got
Object
it.
seemed to have quietly halted trading on all Ubisoft digits months ago without notice from the outside world. Again, because nobody
That
really
was
gave a
not
crap
comment
at all.
of the highest
The last
quality.
26 total digit
Don't lie to
sales
me,
on
Leviathan, you
Object,
piece of
a
shit.
pair of wolf-enhanced
Kitty,
pants
what are you
that
doing on
sold
my
for
desk,
10
please?
TZ, which is the equivalent of roughly $39 US, was
What are you doing on
reported
my desk,
on
man?
February 5th. I want to know who this guy is so I can tease him. I mean, imagine being the one guy that paid $39 for a pair of digital pants for a game that's
Please go,
and
Scoot.
then you see this in an article and
Hello.
you just kind of sink into your chair like, oh god, they found out. Don't tell my wife.
Go.
What a sucker. And I know some people are going to be like, Luke, you shouldn't revel in somebody's
Thank you.
misfortune of having their money wasted. But here's the thing, I don't think you have a right to be stupid. I don't think you have a right to take all the information in where you could make an informed decision to not waste your money, and then you still do the stupid thing and waste your money. Like, if somebody explains to you clearly, hey, a 15-year car loan at 20% interest is a horrible deal, and if you do that, you'll end up paying 15 times what the car is worth. If somebody explains that to you, and then you go, I don't care, I'm gonna do it anyways, and you still do it, I don't feel bad for you. You made a stupid decision, and I don't think you have a right to be stupid. Being stupid is a privilege, okay? And if you're gonna be stupid, I get to tease you. Them's the rules. I don't make the rules, I just make them up and then enforce them. But all told, it seems that Ubisoft has just completely backed out of this whole thing. They are not really interested in it. They're not up digits, I guess, on how exactly they can sell quartz or digits, I guess is what they call them, that they've already acquired. Nobody responds to comment when asked about it. It's really, really strange. And all told, it just seems like Ubisoft is trying to walk away largely from this because it's been a huge failure. They spend millions developing this tech, and now nobody's interested in it at all. It's really, really strange. But what does this have to do with Assassin's Creed Mirage? Well, I think that Ghost Recon Breakpoint represented the first whack at Ubisoft Quartz and the NFT game. I think they had planned for another game to come in and be the 1-2 smack to launch their NFT platform and hopefully make a ton of money for them, right? And that's why I asked you to remember this webpage that we looked at earlier. You notice how this is weirdly like stilted and off to the side? It seems like there's an outline for what was supposed to be another button, another little tab of a game that was going to be featured on this website as an example of their Ubisoft Quartz NFTs. So it seems like there's just something missing. Why is this outline here if it's not used for anything? Like, why not just make this banner fill the whole space? It really seems like something's missing here. Like there was another game that was supposed to take its place. And even up to middle to late 2022, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot was saying that this was going to be the first step. They looked at Ghost Recon Breakpoint as the first step towards developing a true
I'm gonna play Skywave,
whatever the hell that means, and that they were still interested in NFTs and that they were in the research phase. Again, whatever that means. The point is, it really looked as though Ubisoft was still heavily interested in NFTs and trying to get them implemented into a game in a way that would generate revenue so that they could make back some of the losses. And here's my theory. I think that Ubisoft intended for Assassin's Creed Mirage to take this secondary place on the website, especially because they built this website around that time. They were going to have Ghost Recon Breakpoint and then soon after announce AC Mirage and put that right in this slot right here, and they would be the two games that launched the NFT platform. I think they probably had a system where you could actually go on, get skins for Basim or for the eagle that you can fly around and look with, or for your horse, whatever else, weapon skins, what have you, and that they were going to have a marketplace where maybe you could play like an in-game gambling thing with dice and then trade those with other players, or maybe it was just a thing where you could have a marketplace where you could trade an NFT or pay actual money to get like a collection of NFTs that you could then sell to other players. I think they had a marketplace in here for these digits, which are just NFTs that can be sold and bought for real money. And then I think when the ESRB started looking at the game's mechanics to rate it for this trailer, they looked at it and said, listen, it's real gambling because you are gambling with something, these digits, that are directly swappable with real currency. So you're just one step removed from real currency to try and make it not gambling. But how is that any different than a casino where you go and trade real money for poker chips and then play poker? It's the same exact thing, just instead of chips, we have digits. It's the same thing. So I built a little timeline to hopefully explain this in a little more clarity and make it a little more visual for you. Originally, based on what we know right now, the game was conceptualized as a DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm estimating that this probably was done back in around November of 2021, because in this article by Jason Schreier on Bloomberg, dated February 9th of 2022, the game was originally planned as an expansion for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but morphed into a full game late last year being at this time late 2021. And the game's director did an interview where they described how the idea of AC Mirage being a Valhalla DLC only lived for a few weeks, and only on paper in fact. Quite early they decided to become, or make it, a standalone game with a full new character because they saw the potential of such a return to roots. It was all pretty quick. So they're saying it only lasted a few weeks from when they conceptualized it to when it became a standalone game. Jason Schreier reports that that was sometime late 2021, so that tells us the game started development in late 2021, probably around November. And so if we put November 1st as the date that they potentially started thinking about this as a DLC, then we go forward a few weeks, we say they're roughly
We got a Nimbus
development around December. Then we can scoot
Let me
forward.
switch.
You see, we come all the way to 2022. Now what we know is they announced the game on September 10th of 2022. What I'm guessing happened, again, pure speculation, is that they came in and they said, okay, well, we're going to take the trailer to the ESRB, get it rated. They made the trailer and it got rated, as adults only because of the NFT marketplace, which constituted real gambling. So the marketing team was like, okay, well, that's the rating. So they made the trailer, rendered it out with the adults only rating, and sent the information to the Xbox store to have the pre-orders all prepped for the launch.
Fuck.
With that adults
God
only rating.
damn it, those
That's the
goddamn
information
headbutt
they had
guys.
at that time. At some point after that, maybe in the weeks following, they decided to strip
Packosaurs.
out all of the NFT elements, or at the very least the elements that would make
Thanks,
the
bro.
game constitute real gambling, and they decided, okay, we're just going to strip it because we can't release this as adults only for real gambling, especially after how badly Ghost Recon Breakpoint was received and how terribly that NFT launch went. So they decided to strip it out and render the new trailer with it rating pending because those elements would no longer be in the game.
God
However,
damn it.
somebody made a big ol' oopsie and
Oh,
forgot
Nimbus
to
juked them.
communicate to the Xbox store that the rating had changed from adults only to rating pending.
Thanks.
And that they needed to use this second trailer because the second trailer was identical to the first trailer, the only exception being the small square rating
Jesus
box
Christ.
at the end of it. So they did this whole presentation where they revealed the game and they accidentally used the first trailer that had the adults only rating, and the Xbox store page left the adults only rating up until it was realized, at which point they pulled a 180, put up the rating pending trailer instead. They cut out the adults only rating in the live stream and then issued an update where they said, nope, it was a big oopsie, we didn't mean to do this, it was a total accident. And so this last minute decision to strip out the NFT elements is why we have this empty space on the Ubisoft Ports website for their NFT program. Because it was supposed to be here, and then at some point they decided, listen, we can't launch an Assassin's Creed game adults only. We just can't do it. We'll be mocked into oblivion.
What the
Let's
fuck?
just cut it. Okay, we'll just do it. We'll take our losses on the NFT stuff and just move on. That's why this is empty, and that's why this was rated adults only on the Xbox store page. It explains all of it. It still requires one big oopsie where the
God
marketing
damn it.
department didn't communicate that there had been a change. But I think that's probably due to the fact that the change to strip out all of the NFT elements was a gameplay change. It wasn't necessarily a marketing change. So it's reasonable to me to suspect that maybe an email wasn't sent to the marketing director that, hey, we need to change this, swap it out. I grant you it's a bit of a stretch, but in my mind, it's much less of a stretch for one email to be forgotten than that Xbox employees just like pranked AC Mirage and put adults only as the rating, constituting real gambling, while all of this other stuff coincidentally is going on at the same time with their NFT program. And that also in the live stream announcement of Assassin's Creed Mirage, they also accidentally rendered in an adults only rating tag on it at the same time.
Yeah, that was
kind of
slow.
Xbox employee doing the same thing. Like, it requires so many leaps of faith to believe that this is just a series of unfortunate events. And I think it makes a heck of a lot more sense to say that, no, this was probably an experiment in NFTs gone wrong, and now they're pulling out of it, trying to strip those elements, which is why the game seemingly has been delayed a couple of times, pushing it later and later into 2023 as they remove those elements, polish the game up, and get it ready for reveal. But once again, this is all just speculative nonsense, okay? Like, I don't have anything to really back all of this up. This is just my conspiracy theory to justify and explain why a game as big as an Assassin's Creed title was rated adults only, seemingly out of nowhere, and then quickly walked back, and why the game then was delayed repeatedly, seemingly. And I think it puts all the pieces together, in my opinion. But listen, I'm sure
Was
there's a
it
lot of evidence
Stegosaurus?
that points against this theory.
Good shit.
Possibly.
God,
I haven't really been able to find it. I know they've said publicly that, yeah, we just
God
made a
damn it.
mistake and put it as adults only. To me, I don't think that that's an adequate explanation. I think that we should probably be told a little bit more of what's going on. But you know what? Maybe I'm just greedy with information. Let me know what you think of this in the comment section below. Am I stretching a little bit, or
God
do you
damn.
think that this
Wait,
actually
oh, they
might
destroyed the
explain
ship. Fuck.
what's going on? What I will
God
say
damn
is,
it.
if this is in fact what happened, I actually think this is a really good thing for Assassin's Creed Mirage and for the future of this franchise, because for one, it shows potentially that they're walking back all of the NFT stuff, which I consider to be a win. Because again, I have never heard anybody make an argument as to why NFTs should be included in games that is anything other than, oh, you'll get rich, which to me is very deceptive, because the only way you'll get rich with NFTs is if there's a bigger sucker willing to lose their money. So I think that there's no reason to really include NFTs in these games. There's never been anything that's been described to me that's convincing. But furthermore, I think it also represents an opportunity for the team to polish and refine the game even further. And what we've seen about Assassin's Creed Mirage is actually pretty comforting and is interesting to me. For example, they've said that there's not going to be any present-day gameplay or playable missions in Assassin's Creed Mirage because they wanted to focus on the story of Basim and when he was in Baghdad in the 9th century. That, to me, really interesting. I always find the modern-day segments in Assassin's Creed kind of pace killers. They just take a game that's moving along and then all of a sudden cause it to come to a screeching halt. So I'm interested in that. They've also said, of course, that they're taking a ton of inspiration from Assassin's Creed Unity, which is awesome. That's one of my favorite and most underrated games in the franchise. Don't get me wrong, it's underrated for very good reason because it was a broken pile of steaming horse garbage at launch. So I think it's justified. Don't get me wrong. But
another Stegosaurus.
I'm glad to see that they're taking inspiration from Unity. And one of the other things they said they took as inspiration that I've heard nobody mention is from this interview with the game's director, where they said that they took a lot of inspiration specifically from Unity's crowd systems, which if you didn't play AC Unity, all you need to know is that Unity featured some of the densest crowd tech in any Assassin's Creed game ever. I think the densest crowd tech ever. Granted, it was a little bit broken, but they're taking that as inspiration, hopefully to do it right this time.
God damn it.
Masses of hundreds or even thousands of people in a large town square that you can navigate through using social stealth mechanics, hunting down assassination targets. That stuff is awesome, and I'm super glad to hear that it's coming to the game. I think that's great. And perhaps most excitingly, it's also coming to Amazon Luna, their cloud streaming service, right? That's okay. I don't give a crap about Amazon Luna. I don't know. Maybe it works great. I have no idea. I've never used it. Apparently, Ubisoft's got a great relationship with them. They're all over the place. I would personally prefer xCloud, but you know what? Maybe Luna's also great. I have no idea. But anyway, I want to hear your thoughts on all this. I really hope AC Mirage ends up being great, a return to form, and I hope it's the start of a fantastic series of AC games. I am skeptical. Shocker, right? I mean, you guys give me crap all the time for putting skeptical in all my video titles, but it's because I am just naturally skeptical, so I figured why not embrace it. And in this case, I'm very skeptical of Ubisoft in general, especially with all of the stuff they've done recently. The fact that Yves Guillemot is still CEO is just cringe-inducing to me. But you know what? We're making the most of it, and I hope that AC Mirage is the first step of many steps moving forward that are awesome, and we're going to get games that are great. That's what I hope. Might not be the case, but I'm hopeful.
All right, good shit. We got it
done.
done.
Hopeful of is that you didn't pre-order the game yet because we haven't seen gameplay, and in my view, pre-ordering a game before you've seen gameplay is just irresponsible.
Kitty, it's way too early in the night.
Cancel your pre-order.
What's going on?
Wait until we've actually seen the game and then move on from there. I mean, you guys know me. I love spending money frivolously. I mean, I have the freaking Lego Titanic and Pyramid of Giza. Like, this is something an adult 25-year-old with a kid needs in his life. So the fact that I'm telling you I think it's financially irresponsible to pre-order something should tell you a lot. But okay, that's going to do it for me. If you want to come hang out with me live on stream, again, just check out the link tree. I've got all the links for that there. I stream on Twitch, and I also have a live channel here on YouTube where I post all of the stream clips and highlights. So if you don't make it to a stream, you can see everything we did, but edited down so that you don't end up wasting a bunch of time with me, like, just sitting around. So definitely check that stuff out, again, at the link tree below. And of course, if you enjoy Assassin's Creed and you hope that they don't screw this up, leave a like on the video so that I know there are others out there like me who are just kind of depressed at where we are. Thanks for watching. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.
She doesn't really have any beliefs outside of the fact that she wants money. So she pivoted towards Nazi stuff recently. Like explicitly, like hanging out and agreeing with Nick Fuentes. She did a song where she blamed the Jews for everything, that kind of thing. And she debated Ethan Klein.
How was that?
And she has no charisma, and she doesn't believe anything that she says. So, if anything, I think it's kind of like dumb to have her on, especially a program like Piers Morgan, because, you know, it's like, if she doesn't believe anything that she's saying, there's no meaningful engagement. I mean, she just gave up while talking to Ethan Klein. It's pretty pathetic. But
Welcome back to Piers Morgan. So Pearl Davis.
I don't even. Piers Morgan's shit too. But Piers Morgan is dumb. Yeah, and he's also far right. He's just not a Nazi.
is the self-styled anti-feminist influencer creating major buzz online.
Oh my, holy shit. She looks like a NPC in a David Cage game. This is like Detroit Beyond Human.
Creating major buzz online, looking to share views. She's appeared in a couple of debates on this show. It's called Uncensored After All. We welcome any honestly held opinions. But this week, she's facing a major backlash. I posted a song titled "Why Can't We Talk About the Jews," which she dedicated to far-right commentator Nick Fuentes before later deleting it.
Why can't we talk?
Okay, I'm bored already. I don't even care. It's all. This is all just attention farming. This is like the apex of why I stopped going to those like shitty conservative debate panel things, where everything is controlled by conservatives. There are 50 cons to every one liberal, and they're all there to farm billions of views off engagement. Watch the beginning, please. No, it's for it exists for no reason other than for mutual content farming. Like Pearl doesn't believe in anything. She would adopt any positions. There's nothing. There's no idea being tested. It's just an idiot. And Piers Morgan's not even smart or charismatic enough to meaningfully challenge anything. The way you react to people like this is to make fun of them. He's going to act morally indignant. That's different. Moral indignation doesn't work against insincere grifters because they find it funny that you care more.
At least they killed him really quick.
Oh my god. Fine. Like 1 minute.
Off the brown color without getting kicked off. It will
Had some spiritual
The whole
debates
thing.
about,
You're just playing the whole thing.
feminism and stuff like that, and I think you made some good points. It's got this traction. Then I wake up the other day and I see this thing that's trending involving you doing this song.
Okay.
Cancel culture and people getting kicked off of social media if you finish the song. It was more about like you can't talk about this topic without being canceled by the left and the right. I don't really have a strong opinion either way. It was kind of just like tongue in cheek.
See again, she doesn't believe. It's nothing. It was just attention bait. She tweeted the other day that 16-year-old girls are more attractive than 26-year-old girls. It got 50 billion views from everyone quote tweeting her, and then she deleted it. She does this all the time. She doesn't believe in anything. That's it. It's all attention bait.
Good
It does not
shit.
matter.
That
None
was
of it
good
matters.
Time.
You skipped her being panicked. She's not panicked. No, you guys don't understand. If she ever looks panicked, she's faking it. For one, she's high on uppers right now. For two, she doesn't believe anything that she's saying. The only reaction that she's going to get here, or the only reaction she can get, are ones that benefit her. It's all outrage reaction shit. This is why. This is like the debate circuit that I left. There's no point to any of it. It's just attention.
God damn it, of course he's not gonna attack me.
Go back, there's a funny moment. No! You're wrong, she didn't answer for like 10 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna go back. And if this isn't her actually acting in a way that indicates genuine, like, emotional astonishment or something, then I'm going back and I'm banning everyone who said I had to go back.
You've come on the show a couple of times, right? We've had some spirited debates about feminism and stuff like that, and I thought you made some good points and it's got lots of traction. Then I wake up the other day and I see this thing that's trending involving you doing this song. And I couldn't really believe what I was watching. I didn't know. Why did you find it funny?
Huh?
Did you find it funny? I mean, you know the backlash to it. I mean, you deleted it. You obviously thought you shouldn't have posted it.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you do that? Genuine question.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. He fucking owned her when she started laughing when he brought up the thing she did for attention and then paused for a bit because she has no charisma and because she's on uppers. What? Like, oh, wow, dude. That was the epic own, man.
All
Somebody
bots.
else
What the
was-
fuck happened?
Oh, man. Oh, God, you're right. I should get back in the debates. I should have everyone. I should have Nick Fuentes on my stream. Though, again, he's been hiding from an open invite for 3 years now, so probably not going to happen. But
Fuck.
I should have him on, and I should be like, I saw this tweet from a few years ago, Fuentes, where you said,
God damn it, everybody left
and then
as
he's
soon
gonna
as
be
they
like,
didn't make it for the first round.
yeah,
God,
and then all the people in
fucking
chat are gonna be like, you
just
got him,
finish the
bro.
game, you pussies.
You got him. You brought that up. He didn't. People didn't know that before. They didn't. People thought he was a regular guy before, but now I hate you guys. I hate you all so much. Way to start the stream. The stream's ruined. My week's ruined. My month's ruined. My year's ruined. This bitch is boring. I don't care. Let's move on. That was very clearly a nervous laugh. Have you seen her? Did you see her on Ethan Klein's show? She's just lacking in charisma. She's not nervous. Oh, Ruben? Ruben's hidden. You said you would ban? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, she does the grifter laugh like Hinkle. Guys, trust me, okay? I know far more about identifying grifters than you do, okay? My whole life is swimming through them. Like, there's like 5 authentic people in this space, and I'm all 5 of them. It's so, like, I've gotten so good at immediately identifying when a person doesn't give a shit and there's no point in talking to them. I've developed this as a defensive mechanism because it's very important to me to know when there's no point in talking to them.
I'm not coming out right now. I was out with you all day.
Where is Ruben?
Literally all day. God damn. But not literally all day. Most of the day.
He's probably fine. He's tiny.
Calm down. God damn, kitty.
Okay, what the fuck is this? I'm blocked by that person. I did see this, yeah. Classic
Of course,
RFK
you
banger.
fucking idiots need
right
support.
Here. Since the assassination of my father. Oh, sorry, I have to do this in his voice. Since the assassination of my father. I don't. How do you do his voice? I don't think I can get my voice that fucked
You
up.
assholes better get the fucking job
in
done.
1968, candidates for president are provided Secret Service protection, but not me. Typical turnaround time for pro forma protection requests from presidential candidates is 14 days. After 88 days of no response and after several follow-ups by our campaign, the Biden administration has denied our request, blah, 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 blah. Not all presidential candidates get Secret Service protection. That's not a guarantee at all, and that's not standard either. It's a deliberate dog whistle. Probably a retarded coincidence? Nah. The last time this guy made headlines, it was because he said COVID was a bioweapon that mysteriously didn't target Jews. Also, nobody talks like this. 88 days specifically, it would say 2 weeks, 3 months. It's not a coincidence. It's just not. There's no reason to be charitable. What's 1488? Nazi dog whistle. I mean, that's the point of a dog whistle, right? Bosch, it's 120 days out from the general that you get Secret Service protection. He's deliberately lying to 1488. Yeah, it was just done for the dog whistle. Oh yeah, why the dashes as well? Weird. Maybe he has a Nazi running his Twitter. I mean, maybe. There are Nazis all over the DeSantis organization.
You fucking idiot.
RFK is a
God damn it, bro.
conspiracy
Stay with the
lunatic
fucking
who
team.
exclusively communicates with the far right, who's already said weird shit about Jews and Jewish conspiracy theories specifically. And the only people who pay any attention to him are the kinds of people who resonate with Nazi dog whistles. So it makes sense. You know, it fits. Can you watch the crystal ball reaction to Barbie? Oh yeah, I saw that the other day. What was that?
Yes,
the other
Kitty,
day,
what?
The other day we did say something positive about Kyle Kalinske, so we have to balance it out by trashing his wife.
Alright folks, let's talk Barbie. Now, the first thing you should know is I was really cheering for this movie, for real. I like the Barbie core aesthetic. It was fun to see this whole big cultural moment around it, which isn't really a thing.
Spoilers. Watch the damn movie.
It happens very often anymore. And just before I went in, I saw Ben Shapiro whining on Twitter about how his producers made him see it and it was so woke and terrible, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, I really wanted him to be...
I'm gonna add the spoilers text on the thing, okay? Here, look. Okay, right here. So when this thing is gone, there are no longer any spoilers happening, okay? That's your... So that when that disappears, we're good. Okay.
Completely wrong. But as it dragged on, an interminable 2 hours of dated, predictable contrivances, the verdict became undeniable.
Wait, hold on. What contrivances?
God damn,
wait.
back the fuck up!
The plot didn't really have any coincidences. What do you mean contrivance? Or what do you mean dated? What?
Barbie movie is atrocious. Look, I am all for creative content with a good political message. White Lotus, loved it. Squid Game, loved it. I'm all for a kids-oriented movie that has jokes that go over the kids' heads. Legos movies, for example. Genuinely funny, some real political undertones. Or The Lorax, which is more overtly political but still succeeds as a great kids movie.
Wait. The Lorax is shit. What do you mean?
Am I not hitting you?
Wait. Hold on. Losing some credibility for our movie critiques here.
Shit.
Kids can sing every line from Let It Grow, and therefore, for better or worse, so can I. This movie
Team lacks
was not
tank
funny
suits?
or entertaining.
The
or
fuck is wrong with
family-friendly.
you guys,
I
man?
really
Dude, oh my god. Is she gonna do the PG-13 thing like Ben Shapiro did as well? Is she like it's the PG-13 but okay, we can't keep doing this, guys.
We don't
I don't
need
know
a
how
tank,
many
fuck it.
times we're gonna have movies say PG-13. They say the word vagina in it. Like it's not a kids movie. Like it can't be compared to the Lorax. They wouldn't have said vagina in the Lego movie.
a sigh of relief that I was out of town, so I did not make the mistake of bringing my 6-year-old and having to explain jokes about penises. And
oh my god! It has the same rating as Avengers Endgame, and in Avengers Endgame, they still don't say penis and vagina. What? Dude, what is with people? What is wrong with people? What is happening? They have a rating system. What?
Ecological exams. It was mildly horrifying to sit alongside little girls in their Barbie merch as they suffered through vulgar humor and a plot that was completely impenetrable for the kids, whilst...
How is the plot impenetrable for the kid? What? It's PG-13. What do you want? I don't understand. You can bring kids to a PG-13 movie.
Jesus Christ, going to town on that shit.
That doesn't mean that it's for them in terms of specific age targeting. The Lorax is rated G. The Lego movie, if I remember correctly, was rated PG. This is PG-13. If people want to bring their kids to
we
that,
lost.
that's fine. They're allowed to. It's America. That doesn't mean that... I am, like, genuinely concerned by the degree of, like, moral puritanism that is infesting every level of this country. The idea of people going to a PG-13 movie and balking because there's a joke about a gynecologist, like, this is inappropriate, fuck you, then die. I don't care. Go at home, never leave and die. Don't go for groceries. What the fuck do you mean? Stop ruining everything. Tearing apart everything. Like, just don't see it then.
Still managing to be thoroughly predictable for all of the grown-ups. No star actor or immaculate set design was going to rescue this mess. All right.
Can we get, like, any specific example?
So, here's the basic plot, and
Okay.
it is basic as hell. It's roughly as follows. Barbie lives in a girl power utopia of Barbie land with all the various iterations of Barbie, and alongside her erstwhile superfluous male Ken. Then she starts to lose her Barbiness, suffering thoughts of death, losing her trademark high heel ready arch feet, developing a patch of cellulite on one thigh. So she is told she must travel to the real world in order to fix this, where she is shocked by the patriarchy, but Ken, he is enamored with it. He makes Barbie land a patriarchy where dudes do the most stereotypical activities imaginable and women run around in Playboy bunny outfits. Barbie then returns alongside her new sassy human companions, a put-upon mom and an angsty tween. The three of them overthrow Ken and resubjugate him. But Barbie decides all of this Barbie-dom perfection is no longer for her. She's going to become a real girl, embrace the complicated reality of the real world, and presumably climb the corporate ladder. Late-stage girl boss stuff. Sheryl Sandberg would be so proud.
She never said she was going to climb the corporate ladder, and it wasn't
that was
girl
decent.
boss stuff at the end.
I think we failed around.
The bit at the end was about her becoming a human. not her becoming a real
6:45,
woman. They
that's-
never used
yikes.
the term real woman.
Not
It was
good.
her becoming a human being. It was about
Doggy
the
dog
distinction
shit.
between being an idea and a person. It had nothing to do with her climbing the corporate ladder as a girl boss. She left the girl boss zone, which was Barbie Land. That was the point. Also, does anyone else feel like the plot as she described was not like the plot you would expect from a Barbie movie? Like, she was about how the plot was like boring and predictable and stereotypical. I thought a plot about a Barbie movie would be like one of the existing Barbie movies, which would be like Sparkle Fairy Princess Land needs saving because of blah blah, like that crap, you know? Not they live in an alternate bubble dimension where they're a concept, then they go to the real world and then bring ideas from the real world. But that's a little bit like high concept for what I'd consider a Barbie movie to be. But I mean, I liked it. I don't know.
Now the whole thing is way too preachy to be enjoyable or even.
Oh, dude, she's actually the shift is complete. We've now reached the I don't know why this feminist movie with a feminist director about feminism was preaching about feminism. You liked Parasite? Yeah. Dude, she was like, yeah, I liked Squid Game, which was extremely subtle with its anti-rich, anti-capitalist message. But this movie, with its feminist stuff,
Even to really be very effective as propaganda, it's sort of like AI wrote a screenplay based on 2010's white feminism. Not to mention the radicalism level.
the feminism in the film wasn't white feminism? White feminism is a derogatory term for uplifting girl boss feminist empowerment that only really benefits white women and ignores the experiences of non-white women. The feminist messaging in the film didn't really have any racial coding to it. It was just pretty broad stuff about the hypocrisies of the patriarchy and the expectations women experience. There wasn't anything white feminism about it. And also, it wasn't 2010s feminism either. The messaging was straight out of basic critical theory feminism. It was right out of like very basic second wave stuff. It wasn't I don't know what the only mention of race really, apart from the smallpox and natives comparison, was when the dad, who you only see twice in the whole movie, the dad of the two girls, the real humans that Barbie interacts with, is a white guy trying to learn Spanish, which was just like cute and funny. Like he was on the couch playing with Duolingo. That was just cute. I mean, I don't think that was like. I don't think that was racialized. And when the girl called her white savior Barbie, yeah. The funny thing is, the one time there was a point where a white woman did a feminism at a non-white woman, she immediately gets called white savior Barbie in a self-aware bit there. Like the movie's like aware of the tropes that it's deliberately or not deliberately playing off of. Crystal is completely off here. This is just so to be clear, Crystal lies non-stop to appease a conservative audience on Breaking Point's. Breaking Point's audience is exclusively populist conservative. There is not like some secret hidden contingent of leftist feminists who watch it. So she's just like grifting towards them.
Is firmly set on safe for the army of brands that are raking in money off of this crap. It's a dumb person's idea of a smart move.
Army of brands? It's Mattel. Yes, the movie of a Mattel product that features Mattel in it is profitable for Mattel. Okay.
Movie, a liberal's idea of a revolutionary message. One might ask why Mattel would choose to associate with the movie that was basically made by someone who clearly hates their product.
Oh, dude, she's actually doing the Ben Shapiro thing. This is just conservative grifting. This bitch. Nothing about the movie indicates that it hates the This is, dude, she's like Frankensteining a conservative argument together. Where like there is no reason anybody would come away from this movie with the conclusion that it hates Barbie unless they're reading it from a brain-dead conservative perspective. But she's also trying to say that feminism was basic and wasn't revolutionary enough. She's cobbling together arguments that are inconsistent with each other. Anybody who recognizes that the feminism in the movie is relatively safe would not accuse it of hating Barbie because they realize the feminist message in the movie was in line with the target messaging for Barbie. And anyone who argues the other way around, that it was super radical feminism, would then go on to argue that it hates its own product. She's trying to like like cut and paste all of the different arguments she could use against it, regardless of their consistency.
The answer is obvious in the film because it never strays beyond the surface level consumer-friendly critique. Basically, yes, we realize Barbie's...
So it's consumer friendly, but it also hates the product? Like, think about what she's saying for a second. These arguments don't make sense with each other. It was a basic, predictable movie. It was safe. It was white girl 2010s feminism, but also it hates Barbie. So why would Mattel associate with it, even though it was made to benefit the brand? It like that. No consistency. Just spewing out whatever the fuck she has on her mind.
body and ethos was unobtainable, but we fixed it now. So you can go out, buy our products for your little girls, and it's basically like you're fighting the patriarchy.
See, again, why would she just say that while arguing that Mattel shouldn't have associated with the movie because the movie clearly hates
Oh, we don't need to support.
The reason I'm
damn
pausing
it.
here specifically is because I want to make it clear this is how I identify a grifter. It's not when a person is wrong. Everyone is wrong except for me. A person is a grifter, or at least identifiable as one, when their arguments don't make sense or adhere to any consistent internal logic, because they're not deriving these positions from internal logic. They're deriving it from other things, like, say, economic considerations or popularity. These are no single human of their own mental faculties could arrive at these arguments in tandem and believe all of them at once. I feel like that applies to most people. It's true that everyone has a degree of inconsistency, but when you're excessively inconsistent in a manner which is so flagrant and blatant and obvious, and it all just happens to line up with what conservatives in your audience would want to hear, yeah, grifting. Can you guys stop talking about Kyle? I would love to talk about Kyle without seeing chat talk about Crystal, and Crystal without Kyle. I like, can you guys stop? Okay? My unironic answer for this is that love does crazy things. And I have no interest in evaluating the perceived, like any dynamic here, okay? Kyle and Crystal are separate people.
There is one throwaway line from the angsty tween about Barbie promoting consumerism, but you can't really take it seriously given the context that the whole movie rollout is a hyper-capitalist wet dream.
No, you can't take it seriously because it was framed in movie as an angsty tween statement, like you just said. It wasn't meant to be taken seriously because it was said by an angry middle schooler who was clearly and textually trying to hurt Barbie's feelings. It was not meant as a serious critique of Barbie. It was meant as a caricature of, like, leftist critiques of Barbie.
According to Hollywood Reporter, Barbie's attracted more than 100 promotional partners worth tens of millions of dollars to Mattel. From custom pink Crocs to a Prada clothing line to hair dryers and everything in between, merchants and brands rushed to cash in on Barbie mania.
Remember, she asked why Mattel would want to associate themselves with this movie.
While companies including Progressive Insurance and General Motors used Barbie in custom TV and digital advertisements, per Hollywood Reporter. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav promoted Barbie across his various properties, including an HGTV Barbie design competition, low-key sounds more interesting to me than the movie, a Food Network Barbie bake-off, and Barbie promotion graphics generously sprinkled across 15 different networks. Turns out the patriarchy Barbie insists she's subverting is getting wildly rich off.
The movie textually acknowledges that Barbie does not subvert the patriarchy. The opening lesson that Barbie learns when going to the real world is that in spite of the existence of Barbie, which she believed had empowered and uplifted all women, the real world is still deeply patriarchal. The movie literally acknowledges, in the movie, the company Mattel is greedy and insincere with their concern for feminism. The movie talks about this. And notice how she just did the actual conservative talking point, which is, wow, so your movie claims to be progressive, but corporations made money off of it. Thank you for your high IQ perspective in this issue, Crystal Ball. I don't know why she opened this by saying she saw Ben Shapiro getting mad at her, because this isn't any smarter than the Ben Shapiro review. It's just as stupid.
For dated girl power platitudes and merchandise. The real moral of
the final moral was not a dated girl power platitude. It was about the difference between being a person and an idea. The final, like, theme, or I guess the final, like, scene of Barbie is the idea that, you know, Barbies are an idea, and that there is something distinct between what they represent in actual personhood. And real personhood involves, you know, inconvenient stuff like aging, dying, and gynecologist visits. It's an indication that while Barbie as an idea might bring joy to some people, we have to acknowledge that these aren't standards that humans are meant to live by because they're literally not human. It was in the movie. It was in the movie, dude.
Barbie movie for me is that you can make a dog shit movie and still make a fortune with the right marketing strategy. Quite the opposite of go woke and go broke, I suppose. In the resolution to the film, Barbie rejects her iconic ultra femme look for a sensible blazer and pale pink Birkenstocks, signaling to all the young girls and women out there that to be an evolved, complex woman, you should take off some of the sparkle.
She doesn't even remotely say that. It's because she shifted from being a Barbie in Barbie Land, where everything is cartoonishly pink, to the real world, where people don't dress like that. Barbie wanted to live as a human, not as a human wearing Barbie clothes every day. The distinction between Barbie as an idea and humans as people is made clear consistently throughout the film. That's why she shifted. In real life, women who wear glitzy pink clothing don't usually walk around looking like Barbie, because Barbie is a toy. That's the point.
Wasn't
She
defending
shifted
the
into a
VTOL,
human
goddammit.
approximation of her pre-existing personality traits. She didn't have to give up being a glam fashion model or super feminine or whatever. She still is at the end. She's just doing it in ways that align with human culture.
Hide your curves, limit the glam.
Hide your curves? Just completely, just moon out there. I didn't think I'd be doing this 2 streams in a row. Completely made up. Why are conservatives literally so rushed to fight against this movie? Because it's a feminist movie. And she's anti-feminist.
Modest is hottest, ladies. And
She's not even remotely modest as a human. I don't know, Barbie at end of movie. Is there like a picture I could find of what she looks like? I don't think, the movie only came out a little bit ago. I don't think I'm gonna find a screenshot or like a, you know, or anything that shows what she looks like. She doesn't look modest. She looks like a fashion model at the end. Because she looks like one. That's
an odd fit for a moment when young girls are joyfully embracing and reclaiming the Barbie aesthetic, not out of repression, but actually out of power. As my 15-year-old informed me, Y2K bimbo is in, and why shouldn't it be? In the year of our Lord 2023, we got deeper issues than whether or not Barbie's tits are out, okay? And
what are we? What is?
Oh, the ship
What
still got
argument
destroyed.
is
What
she,
the
is she
fuck?
suggesting that the movie is arguing against? Have you seen what Barbie dresses? What she dresses like in? In the opening scene that was shown in this video, she's on a beach, and she's wearing like a low-cut beach vest thing, and from this perspective, it's like she's just wearing panties. She's not.
Oh, thanks.
The movie doesn't promote modesty at all. I don't know. She looks like a Texas stripper here, and it's great. Yeah, okay. She's just making shit up. There's nothing in this movie argues that you have to not be glam. Bosch ending outfit, that's not the ending.
more fundamental issues than the diversity ratios on corporate boards, while they are systematically busting unions, screwing workers, and buying off politicians. And speaking of that,
Here's where we do the fake populism thing, where we pretend that this isn't just a
Jesus
conservative
Christ.
by randomly talking about union busting in a review of the Barbie movie, two concepts which are disconnected. But she has to remind people she's not a conservative, because Breaking Points tries to pull people from the center to the right by pretending to not just be conservative.
a far more profound and revolutionary message is being sent to studios like Warner Brothers by the actors and writers who are out on strike right now, demanding a small sliver of the vast wealth created by their work. So here's my advice for what it's worth. If you really want to mess with the patriarchy, take your Barbie ticket money and popcorn cash and send it to a strike fund instead.
Okay. What if people want to see a popular, good movie, but also want to support the strike? What if they want to do both of those things? They see the movie and then send additional money over?
Sagar, there was no part of this.
You know I'm working.
That I really enjoy.
Oh, he's right over there. He's on the Amory board, by the way. Yeah, I see.
By the end, I just wanted it to be over.
I'm realizing I really think that this is also a difference in audience because
Could be.
I was telling you, I watched it with a bunch of very raucous, drunk gays here in Washington.
There we go. Oh, you know Sagar's in the closet. He's way too well dressed. Always with the haircut, always with the beard trim. You know it.
You see, and they were loving it. There are all.
They were feeling the Kenergy.
They were feeling the Kenergy. A lot of the women who were in the.
Oh, sorry.
Audience are exactly the type who love like Lehman. So I was just like, hey, you know, it's.
Oh,
it's
1
not a
second.
crowd. You're like,
Nice.
Yeah, you know, everyone's loving the jokes. Like they love the core
Jesus.
message of it. So
I can't believe the first conservative I'm hearing acknowledge the fact that the movie is mostly being seen by adults is Sagar fucking and Jetty. Jesus Christ. Seriously, the theater that I went to had a couple of
9
girls, and
minutes.
it was filled with adults.
My worst time yet.
And
They should
the
have my
movie
best and my
felt
worst.
fine to watch as
What up? It was Drake singing the Zoe's 1-in-1 theme. Pretty good. Some pretty good shit if I do say so myself. Excuse me.
As an adult, like it wasn't. I didn't feel like I was watching a kids movie with jokes thrown in for adults. I felt like I was watching a movie that was just fine. I didn't feel patronized to.
I guess I just didn't look even at it as political. I was like, yeah, generic center-left movie is gonna be generic center-left. I enjoyed a lot of the Ken humor. I thought it was funny. Like Ken,
Fuck.
The
Oh my
patriarchy,
fucking God.
like,
Dude.
I don't want to issue too many spoilers.
It's like the wraparound, man. Holy shit. Crystal's desperately, pathetically trying to appeal to the conservatives in their audience, and Sagar doesn't care enough to. So Crystal just lies about the movie for 10 minutes after, or 5 minutes, whatever. And then Sagar's like, I watched it. I thought it was pretty good. Watched it with some of the queers. Had a great time. You know, it was pretty funny. Haha. Love that energy. And Crystal is like quietly seething because she's like, "What? Did I have to go that hard? Did I have to lie that much?"
So if you haven't seen it, I recommend you.
I mean, I already did the whole plot in my thing. So
Fair enough.
Spoiled already.
But just like some of the jokes, like the Ken dance off, or what else am I thinking of? Like the Mount Rushmore filled with horses. There were like intermittent laughs and all those things. I thought it was light, and I didn't find that it was plotting. I didn't think it was, well, maybe because I saw Oppenheimer that morning, so anything.
That could be.
It feels
Fair.
short, so I don't know. I saw it and I was like, huh, that was humorous. I wasn't like, I love this movie, it's the greatest movie I've ever seen. I was like, it was kind of fun. But I'm telling you, my audience was obsessed with this movie, but would not stop
That is
talking
so
about
funny because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there was
Yeah.
about to be a revolt among the like working
That's so
class
funny.
black audience that brought their little girls.
Oh yeah, the working class. Oh my fucking God! It's so transparent. Yeah. That's right. Crystal went to the theater with a working class black audience with their children, and she, you know, as a real progressive populist, she saw with all her brothers and sisters, I think she could fairly say, with all her homies from the hood, as she would be allowed to say from them, her good friends, that they were all really mad, you know. So
Yeah.
actually, when she regurgitates conservative arguments that Sagar and Jetty hilariously doesn't reflect himself, she can go, oh, right, well, all of my Ben Shapiro tier arguments were from the working class
Yeah, you can
black
switch
families
up. We got a
I saw
Nimbus.
Barbie with. You know, yeah, she flew to the south side of Chicago.
protect
to
you
see Barbie.
guys.
She was over there in East LA, you know, just having a grand old time. She didn't make the classic mistake. She didn't bring any beans, so she couldn't drop them when a black teenager says she's eating beans, you know. Is Crystal a grifter, or is she just dumb? She's a grifter. I don't think she's dumb.
Girls there,
Yeah.
and I'm talking, there were tiny kids. There were, you know,
Yeah, see,
little girls of all
I
ages.
could 100% see that.
And I'm also a mom, so I would have, I think, because I wouldn't have paid close attention. It's PG-13 is the rating. I wouldn't have paid close attention. I would have been like, that's probably fine, you know. And I don't.
Oh my God, dude! How can you? The whole point of the rating board is to give you you can. What how was this the movie's fault? This is this is the attitude that like drag queens shouldn't be allowed to perform in adult-only bars, extrapolated in movies, where it's not enough to keep like kids safe, quote unquote, you know, massive finger quotes there, but we need to like destroy all elements of social sexuality that are considered deviant, because there might hypothetically be a child that was deliberately brought there by an adult. You Google Barbie rating. What's it? It's the MSRB, right? That's the name for the movie. PG-13 for sexual suggestions and some language. So if ever you're confused in the future, you can look that up. You could also look at one of the 50 million like Christian parent websites where they're like, what in this movie will make you go to hell? Parents Guide, is Barbie movie appropriate for kids under 13? As always, you know your kids best. This is a fun movie with so many incredible meta moments in it. I think most kids 10 and up could safely watch based on the content alone. The kicker will be themes
Beautiful.
and mature discussions. Some kids won't be ready for those kinds of discussions under the age of 13. If you have concerns, please pre-screen this one.
A
I
little
can't wait to
slow,
go back and see Barbie
but
in
we
the
got
theaters
it.
again, so you probably won't mind going twice. This statement was made by the most normie soccer mom in existence. The human being who wrote this out does not know what politics is. They don't know what the word means, okay? They have no idea. And somehow they have still arrived at a less like default hardline social conservative position than Crystal has here. Where she's like, well, the fact that parents are legally allowed to bring their children, I think all parents who bring their children to this movie should be shot because they're groomers. Christ alive. Also, fuck off. Quit pretending like the kids you choose to bring to the movie will be hurt by the mention of the word vagina. Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Literally.
I'm so lucky.
I'm putting my fucking foot down with this conservative horseshit, okay? The idea of like, oh man, well actually the only way to protect our children is that you can't even mention where babies come from until they're 18. You have to tell them the stork brought it. Fuck off. Quit, you're insane. You're actually insane, okay? You're insane. It's not even a sexual term. It's a fucking term to refer to the thing that basically all humans have between penis and vagina. It, like what? Is it, like what do you? What like you have a kid and they're like 11 or something, and they're like, you know, oh, I fucking tripped and fell and I hurt my, and you're like you're dingling, and they're like, yeah, my dingling. And you're like, oh, like what are you doing as a parent? Fuck off. Give your children away to an orphanage. They'll treat them better.
Likes dolls, so I'll bring her, you know. And thank God I didn't, because seriously, early on, there's this scene with the Kens where they're joking about beaching each other off, and I was so shocked by.
Oh my God, a thinly veiled
That's
sex
pretty
joke
good. That was pretty good.
In a PG-13 movie? That's fucking crazy, bro. I can't fucking believe that shit. Dude, these people couldn't watch SpongeBob. Legit, these people could not watch SpongeBob because every episode would have something that was meant for the adults and they would freak out. Like this is a level of social conservatism that precludes you from participating in society. This isn't even about conservatism, dude. This is like puppet theaters in 1837 were more raunchy than this.
Having that in what is ostensibly like this kid's movie.
It's PG. It's not ostensibly. Nobody said that. Nobody said it's a kid's movie. The only people I've heard this from are conservatives who are feigning outrage at it. It's not a kid's movie.
Let's go, boys.
It's PG-13. Would you call every PG-13 movie a kid's movie? That's the rating. Would you call that a kid's movie? Why? If so, why? Is Avengers Endgame a kid's movie? People get fucking decapitated in PG-13 movies. You know that, right? All of the Marvel movies are PG-13. Frequent references to sex, people getting decapitated, shot through the chest.
We need you.
And this is it. This is the line. Everything has to be R-rated. That's the problem with American media. We don't have strict enough ratings, okay? Never mind the fact that over in Iceland, okay, a facial gets you a fucking PG-7 rating or whatever.
Jesus, guys, where are you dying?
One tit is an
Marsam.
instant R rating, despite literally every kid having seen a tit at some point in their life. And then like, no, that's not enough. Now making jokes like two Ken saying, I'm gonna beat you off. This needs to have a fucking X rating, okay? When you go into the theater and you say, yeah, can I see the Barbie movie? You better fucking be ready with your goddamn driver's license. You better be ready with your fucking passport, okay? This shit needs to be kept away from children.
With all these little girls sitting around me that I just refuse to believe that they actually intended that joke to be what I thought it was. And then there's all these jokes about like
Destroy the ship, god damn
in
it.
what is ostensibly like this kid's movie with all these little girls sitting around me that I just refuse to believe that they actually
Tanks
intended that
kept
joke
dying.
to be what I thought it was.
Are you a fucking infant? Are you a fucking baby child? Are you fucking retarded? Yeah, it was a masturbation joke. Is this a fucking joke? Yeah, sorry that your fucking dumb shit theater mates brought children to a PG-13 movie, you fucking moron. Did you bring your kid? That's your fault. What do you mean? Yeah, it's a jerk-off joke. What do you, like, literally, the bar, like, fucking Crystal LARPs is some kind of, like, progressive populist, and here she is, hands shaking, pearls clutched and quivering, because there was a thinly veiled masturbation joke in a PG-13 movie. Fucking pathetic. Fucking pathetic. The soccer momification. All right, Between this and Anna Kasparian, I'm saying it, okay? Mother-aged women shouldn't be allowed to be political commentators for populist causes. I'm sorry. Something happens in your brain. I don't know if it's having kids. I don't know if it's being birthing people. I don't know if it's suburbia. I don't know if it's driving. I don't know if it's the fact that you guys are the ones who wear pearls to clutch. Men don't tend to wear pearls. I don't know what it is. What's going on? I'm asking, what's going on? What is this shift from populism to like radical pro-clutch gas leak conservatism? What is happening? What's happening? Nobody told me that Hooters wasn't a kids venue. My sister's like this, you are right. Yes, I stand by my position. We need to have politics only being done by men. Statistically speaking, the less conservative gender.
Motherfucker ate me.
Was, and then there's all these jokes about like genitals and gynecology. I'm like, what? And it's not like any of the funny stuff would land with the kids. It wasn't really that funny for the grown-ups. And
Incorrect. The end bit with the seeing the gynecologist was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic bit, both thematically and comedically to end on. That's objective. That was very funny. The previous mention to genitalia was mostly just a setup for that part, to be honest.
and they're relentlessly beating you over the head with this like patriarchy discourse.
Literally just a conservative. Whoa, damn, a feminist movie talks about feminism, and when the conflict of the movie is patriarchy being brought to Barbie Land. Like, yeah, they keep bringing up this patriarchy discourse.
That, felt like Gamergate all over again or something.
Is Crystal implying that she agrees with the Gamergate people? And she's saying that it was like when all those feminists back in 2014 were nonstop talking about the patriarchy, and in her comparison, she's agreeing with Gamergate? Like, oh man, it was just like 2014 all over again. All these dumb bitches talk about patriarchy. We better fucking sexually harass them and dox them and threaten to kill them. That? Does she even know what the term means?
Thing like that was the level of messaging. It just.
I don't think she knows what it means.
I could totally see that. Yeah, especially for kids. I didn't consider that. That if there are a lot of kids going to this,
Yeah, the lady next to me right after it was over, she turned to me and she was like, "That ain't no kids movie."
Yeah, I completely believe. Well, first of all, you're right. It's not. It's rated PG-13.
Should've used my
What is so
tornado
difficult
earlier.
about this?
I don't know how long I had it
and
built
for
up.
two, that didn't happen. It was a black working class mom too. You know, Crystal was sitting there in the seat, and then a mom turned next to her, and she was black, and she was a former Black Panther member, because she had like a badge on her chest, like from her time doing Black Panther shit, you know. And she was like, "Girl, who I consider a sister of mine, by the way, I gotta tell you, that wasn't no kids movie. And also, I think Ben Shapiro was right." And
Oh,
then Crystal
shit,
was
Barrage.
like, oh, okay, so
Nice.
you know. Oh, and she was Union too, exactly, yeah.
That was
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
And towards the end of the movie, I mean, people were talking.
Yes.
They were like, there was like a murmur of discontent.
Ow.
For probably the last like 20 to 30 minutes.
Stop scratching on my chair.
It's like, this is the level
What
of
up,
riff
man?
we're on right now, where we just have to make shit up like this. Like, she couldn't just come here and say, "Hey, the movie was really popular, but I have these problems." She has to pretend that like this family of this whole theater of former Black Panther Union members were all like, we're all like outraged at the. Dude, come on! It's literally the everyone claps the bit. Yeah, it's like being done unironically. Vosh, I for one smashed my TV when SpongeBob said, "Patrick, your genius is showing," and Patrick proceeded to embarrassingly cover the area where his genitals would be. Had to erase my kids' memories, Men in Black style, for that one. Yeah, I feel like a good metric for whether or not you deserve to exist in society or deserve to be placed into the hole would be to be strapped to a chair and made to watch SpongeBob episodes, and if you ever pull clutch, you just get launched into it by like a catapult that the couch is loaded into, you know? You can't function in society.
Of the movie did not land.
All right, well, there you go.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed seeing us react to each other's monologues, make sure you subscribe.
I didn't, thank you. All right, spoilers are done. We're free. Man, that was just as bad as the Ben Shapiro bit. you gotta know how scared conservatives are of the Barbie movie for it doing so well. Like, for them to be acting like this, though I do think it's incredibly funny that Sagar didn't give a shit. So, like, Crystal Ball is doing, like, a contortionist bit, trying to link together every conservative critique she can think of. And Sagar's like, yeah, saw it with the girls, had a great time, loved Ken, great abs, thought it was pretty funny, was pretty hammered. Yeah, we'd watch again. Yeah, I'd watch it again. It's... I guess so, Tempest. Oh, guys, just so you know, the Barbie movie has already made significantly more money than the Lego movie. Just so you understand, like, how well this movie is doing. They've already outpaced it quite a bit. The Lego movie, which of course has gone through, it went through an entire showing, you know? Made $468 million at the box office and was considered a big success. And the Barbie movie, which has only been out for a week, and therefore is nowhere near done making money, has made in excess of $500 million. I don't think we have an exact up-to-date amount. The last update that I see is from 516.9 million, but I don't think that counts the last day. I think that's a bit delayed. So it's already made more than the Lego movie. Anyway, my conclusion from all of this is go watch Barbie, you know? Unironically, I'm going to do the conservative bit. Wait, Bosch, 700 million 2 hours ago? No way. 700? That can't be real. There's no way. Holy shit. No, okay, it's projected to go by 700 million by Sunday. It might hit 1 billion, guys. It might hit 1 billion. God damn. I don't think anyone expected that. Maybe some people. Certainly not me. If it hits 1 billion, what would that make it in the rankings? If it just barely manages to hit 1 billion, that would make it the 53rd highest grossing movie of all time.
Damn, that's a cool dance.
And it just needs to make a few million more in order to
Gotta
make
get
it
that.
past The Dark Knight and into
That's
the
a wrap
top
on the team. 2 barrages.
Anyway, I strongly suggest you guys watch the movie. I'm going to do the unironic conservative bit, and I'm going to say that this is the movie they don't want you to see. They are scared of you seeing it. It's not even super radical. It's just like they're terrified of it, okay? Clearly they're terrified of it. I mean, they are. Look at the way they're acting. They desperately want their audience to not see the movie, which is why in their reviews of the movie, they're telling you how boring and uninteresting and blah, blah, blah it is. They're giving plot summaries and doing everything possible to dissuade people from watching the movie, because it's a pretty great movie. They just don't want people seeing it. Wait, Bosch, what about the strike? Aren't we supposed to not support cinema right now? I just realized. My understanding is that these SAG-AFTRA strikers are comfortable with you seeing movies that are already out. They just don't want you to strike break. Because if movies do really poorly, that has, like, effects in Hollywood that hurt the striking workers as well. The people who worked in those movies, you know, they don't want, like, the movies that exist to do poorly because they've already been worked on. But yeah, they're not calling for boycotts. Is he still chilling over there down by the emery board?
He's sleeping.
Big Steve. Hey, Vermin, are you watching? Where's his little hut? So he can sleep in it. Michelle? Oh, yeah. EP. Can you watch this superconductor drama? What? Man, I know that it's like a total moonshot, but I really want this to end up being real. That would be so goddamn cool. And also like revolutionary if it ended up being real.
So recently you might have heard news about the room temperature superconductor, but you probably haven't heard all the drama behind it. So recently a team of researchers claimed that they created the first materials that could perfectly conduct electricity at ambient pressure and room temperature. And it's been met by a lot of skepticism from physicists. However, there is one major green flag. There's a lot of infighting and rushing to get credit for the experiment. 2 separate papers have been submitted just hours apart.
Oh, wait, that actually is a huge green flag. Holy shit. The fact that they're actually fighting over credit is an indication that they're not just like faking something for a bit of attention, because they wouldn't want to cheapen like a fake story with competing over it. Oh man, if it ends up being real, that's like, holy shit.
One by a 3-man team, thus qualifying it for a Nobel Prize, and the other paper that was submitted later has 6 authors. The theory is that the papers were not ready for publication, but someone was trying to take all the credit.
But they rushed him out. Yeah, oh wait, that could actually be... Because if they're faking the data, there would be no reason for them to compete over releasing it, unless they both just like had the same idea for faking it, and they wanted to do the same fake? I guess it's possible, but weird.
The backstory here is that Lee and Kim had both been working on this material since 1999 on and off, and though never successful, in 2018 they got another round of funding to try again. But it comes with some strings. A third person named Quan is added to the mix. So Lee becomes the CEO, Quan the CTO, and Kim the research director because he's the youngest. It takes 2 years to figure out the production process. They realized
tired of
they
me
need a
blocking.
Western co-author for the papers just because of how the industry works.
Oh,
And they bring
Sky's
in Kim
dead.
Tak, who
Yeah, we're
is a
done.
Korean-American
We're done
professor
for.
at the College of William and Mary. The patent filing takes place in 2023, and Kim starts to get nervous. He's afraid that the work will leak, that someone will steal it. Tak insists that more work is needed to finish the publication. There's still a lot of work to be done. However, on July 22nd, Quan decides to publish the paper with only 3 authors, Lee, Kim, and himself. A reminder, a Nobel Prize can only be shared by 3 people. Tak gets a ping from a Korean contact, and he immediately rushes to push out his own paper.
The thing that makes me optimistic here is that the thing that they're studying is really easy to test. Like, if they have superconductors that operate at room temperature and ambient pressure, that's not like something you would double check with like a year of biocultural research or whatever. Like it's not something that you would have to check with like this gigantic follow-up or whatever. You could literally just test it, you know? If you're gonna fake a paper, you'd fake it on something that's hard to double check, like that previous Korean scandal with the cloning, where it was really difficult to double check if he was being real or not. Ooh.
Deliberately leaving Quan out of the authors list. So this is a pretty good sign in the sense of why would you go through all this trouble if the technology didn't actually work?
How much does this mean for technology? If this ends up being real, it would probably be the biggest physics breakthrough of our lifetimes. It would be maybe larger than that. In terms of its potential effects on human development, it might exceed like everything. including potentially like atomic research. The engineering potential of superconductors that can operate under regular conditions are ridiculous. Yeah, yeah. Since electricity, it'd be, yeah. Can we solve climate change with these?
Oh,
it
I
would
did
make
that.
Green
God
energy
damn it.
significantly more viable, cheaper, easier
My
to
bad,
use.
guys.
What's the child doing? Berman.
Shit.
I moved him over. The sleepy boy bed.
Well, you fucked up the first time.
MRIs would become insanely cheap. That's just the beginning of it. The potential ramifications, I don't get how it would be applied. Okay. When we move electricity around, okay, there are two main things. When we move electricity around through wires, okay, the wires don't conduct electricity perfectly. You know, gold is a great conductor, but it's not a 100% conductor. When electricity, that's just electrons, move through a wire, some of it gets lost as heat. So if you run enough power through a cord, like that's why it can melt the insulation, right? Like that's why cords are rated for only a certain amount of energy, because if you exceed that, it gets really hot, that can damage the wire, can damage the insulation. It's not perfect. A perfectly conductive material would never generate any heat because nothing would be lost as heat. The energy would be kept as electricity. A
Holy
superconductor,
shit.
traditionally,
I got
is
comboed.
a material which, when lowered to a certain temperature or kept at a very, very high pressure, perfectly conducts electricity. But the temperature that it has to be kept at is so low that it's not feasible for broad use. The first superconductors had to be cooled with liquid helium, not easy to get. After that, it was liquid nitrogen, much easier to get, but still not easy. You know, you have to keep it like 200 below. It's not feasible for like widespread industrial use. But if something can work in regular temperature, in regular pressure, you would have a zero loss transmission of electricity, which means two major things. One, electricity from any point in the globe could reach any other point in the globe, theoretically, with enough like infrastructural development, with no loss in energy. If you have a gigantic power plant in the middle of the Sahara and you want that energy to fuel the whole world, congratulations. You no longer have wires burning out across the Atlantic. You can get it anywhere, anytime. There's no loss in efficiency. That's a high level, after we build a lot of power grid infrastructure kind of deal, but it's not theoretically impossible. And two, and this is the bigger one, batteries. Right now, the way batteries work is they're a combination of metals and chemicals that have a differential in how they keep electrons when subjected to certain conditions. Basically, they're a big electron storage vat, and when you want energy from a battery, you convince the electrons to move from one side of a barrier to another. And if you want to store energy in a battery, you convince them to go that way. That's how batteries work, basically. The problem with batteries is that they catch fire and explode a lot. They're also expensive, they're difficult to make, they're difficult to transport. Batteries are complicated and dangerous because the chemicals that we use to efficiently store electrons are heavy and dangerous. Yeah, they degrade, but think about it. If you had superconductors with lossless electrical transmission, why couldn't a battery just be a gigantic electrical coil that you
breaking my heart
and then just keep it cycling there?
Get an egg,
forever?
nice.
When you wanted to, all you'd have to do was reactivate a connector and pull energy from it. But if you wanted to keep energy, you could just keep it in a loop.
Nope.
You would no longer need to build a battery. You could keep the electrons cycling in the entire conductor. It would be unimaginably efficient compared to the batteries that we use today. Can't explode, can't overheat. It would generate a magnetic field that would probably keep your pacemakers from working if you're within a mile of them. But you know, we'll build them in a safe place. Okay. The reason this is so important is because it means that for power plants that don't reliably generate electricity, like solar or electric, the big problem that we have is when you guys use electricity, the electricity that's allowing me to right now stream to you guys just got made at the power plant. It doesn't get held. Power plants generate a certain amount of electricity per nanosecond. They generate it constantly. It goes into the grid and it gets pulled out by everything connected to it as needed. This was made by, well, I'm in Washington, so probably by the turn of a hydroelectric plant somewhere north of me. But this energy that I'm using right now was made now. The water that pushed that turbine, that's now. And the problem with stuff like solar and wind is that it doesn't generate electricity consistently. It's not always windy, it's not always sunny. Sometimes it's nighttime, it's been known to happen. And what you'd need to do for people using energy during the night, if you rely entirely on solar, is have batteries capable of holding all of the excess energy so that when there's no extra energy being generated, they pull from the battery. Do you know how large and expensive batteries would have to be to supplant the generative power of solar plants during the nighttime if we relied entirely on them? The batteries would block out the sun. They would be giant bombs. I hope you don't smoke near them. The batteries necessary to supplement power during the nighttime would be
All right,
inconceivably
Nimbus,
large and
you
expensive
wanted
and
it.
difficult to maintain and dangerous.
Better keep us healed.
But if we had superconductors that we could run the electricity through on a loop without having to worry about using batteries, congratulations, we've done it, we fixed it. It's a perfect lossless battery that's relatively easy to build, transport, and maintain. It doesn't lose effectiveness over time the way regular batteries do. It could generate energy during the day, hold it in a very powerful battery, and redistribute it to the power grid during the nighttime. That loop idea won't work. I am simplifying when I say run it on a loop. I saw scientists talking about it.
Shit.
I am really, really, really simplifying on a loop. It's not literally like it runs in a circle. It's more complicated than that, more complicated than I understand, but significantly better than batteries. Yeah, it runs on 2 loops, okay? Yeah, that's my understanding of the issue. Again, it might not work, but if this ends up being real, it could potentially fix a lot of problems. It would mean an easy solution to our energy crisis, and thereby an easier solution to our climate crisis. Because the biggest weakness of renewable energy is, of course, the fact that it doesn't generate reliably. Want to make computers faster too? You could also use these to operate quantum computers, but that's a more theoretical thing, and quantum computers are magic anyway. Will it make electric cars safer? No, I don't think you could run those loops in a car. I don't think you could make them that small or portable, because if you did, you'd be running a magnetic field like because the battery would be running a magnetic field because you're running electricity through I'm not sure. My understanding is that I don't think you could, but I could be wrong. I'm not a physicist. Trains? Maybe trains. Maglev trains would be easy. Supercapacitors are already an idea for cars. It would 100%
The
work.
fuck, bro?
So what
God
we're
damn it.
basically talking about is like a high efficiency supercapacitor, correct? For running the what I've been referring to as running the loop. We're talking about a super capacitor, a super mega ultra capacitor, basically. I know you like the wiki. Technological applications of superconductivity. The production of sensitive magnetometers based on squids, sure. Fast digital circuits, superconducting electromagnets for
Oh
maglev
my
trains,
God.
MRIs, nuclear magnetic resonance machines, magnetic confinement fusion reactors. Hey, there's our fusion boys in chat. And the beam steering and focusing magnets used in particle accelerators. Oh, particle accelerators. I didn't even think of that. Imagine how much easier running that would be if you had just like infinite superconductors. Low loss power cables. Yeah, that's the fusion gang shit. Wait, in the vacuum of space, would you need cooling for superconductors? No, because they don't heat. Because they're perfect conductors, so none of the energy that runs through them heats the surrounding material. You could, theoretically, a superconductor could be running enough power to run a country,
Oh,
and you
we
could
got
place
it.
your
Nice.
hand on it with like no insulation, basically, or with like very minor insulation. That theoretically, like enough power to the power of the sun could be running through a conduit the diameter of like a river, and you could place
Thank
your
you,
hand
Nimbus,
on it
just
covered
keeping
by
us
like a
alive
micrometer
decently.
of rubber, and you would be fine. You wouldn't want to touch it directly though. It's still a current. That's the theory. Railgun and coil gun magnets. Hell yeah, brother. First application of our ambient temperature, ambient pressure superconductors, okay? We're going to fire bullets of tungsten directly through the planet's core in order to antagonize the Chinese. Notice how it doesn't mention power storage? But I read about that. Hold on.
Oh shit, nice.
Nah, I read about that. It's out there. The truth is out there. Don't listen to the haters.
Good shit.
It's
Nice.
somewhere here in like fancy pants techno jargon that I don't
Yeah,
understand.
Deadeye is a beast. Good fucking game.
Thank you, Space Duck. Superconducting magnetic.
512, nice. What up? What's up?
Energy storage. Hell yeah. Store energy in the magnetic field created by the flow of a direct current in a superconducting coil which has been cryogenically cooled to a temperature below its superconducting critical temperature. Ideally, we could skip this last part.
Here who look two. Oh, hello there. Welcome everybody to Friday's After Dark H3, coming at you live from the very hot, the very dry Los Angeles. You know what it is. Hi girls.
I don't know if it's like this or like that.
No, it's like this, right?
It's all of the above.
Like you're grabbing. It's like you're grabbing, right?
Yeah, it's like I love you so much.
You're grabbing. It's a grabbing motion. Thank you guys for being here. We have a great show planned for a change. We have Ela here, who looks phenomenal. I love your outfit.
Hey, thank you.
I think you look great.
Rad,
You
it's
look
like a
radiant,
claw.
which I think probably means you're pregnant.
They're clawing their
So
face.
That makes sense.
Spoiler
but I don't
alert.
know. I don't know yet. I don't know.
What makes sense about it?
Because I don't feel radiant.
Oh, you don't, but you do look.
But you're saying I look radiant.
You look
you know, so that kind of sounds
You
like.
look great. Stand up, show it off. Love the outfit.
Oh, that's radiant. Woo!
It's a cute outfit.
And then just as proof that I'm such a great husband, show the bag. Thank you. I bought this bag for Hila's birthday. Like, I don't know, it was last year, the year before. I don't even think you've worn it before.
Gucci.
You know what I mean? I hit her with that. Oh, it's Gucci actually. It looks like a
Yeah.
Chanel bag, but it's not.
Very cool.
It's the Gooch.
I haven't seen it a lot. Very cool.
That's, you know, I had connections. That's the only reason I was able to get it. Today we don't have a sponsor, but I do want to give a big shout out to my lovely wife's project known as Teddy Fresh, who just put out a new part 2 collection yesterday.
Yes.
This
Lots
was-
of fan favorites restocks happened.
Here, this is the one that AB was wearing.
This is the AB famous.
Super hype.
Top.
Love it. It's super hype. Yeah.
Um,
It is summer, the hottest summer ever. So,
well, depends where you live.
tie-dye, long sleeve. There's a lot of warm stuff, and it's like the hottest it's ever been. Literally, this is like the hottest month
I know,
on record of Earth.
but what's the month? We're in the end of July. Some people start buying like towards fall at this point. You know?
I never understood that. I'll be
Because
honest.
a lot of people already bought their summer stuff.
But it's
That's how it
so
works.
hot. Who's buying? They always go, "Oh, here's our fall collection." You're like, "Fall?" It's like fucking.
Anybody gonna be
100
support?
degrees
You want
now.
to release something and have a few months of selling it, not release it and have like 2 weeks of selling it.
So I buy something when I want to wear it.
I'll
now.
do what needs to be
Not
done.
when I want to wear it in a month. That's crazy to me.
You goddamn
Am I the
pussies.
only one? Apparently.
Girlies, do you
Nobody
have
wants to heal.
a
month.
We like to plan ahead.
Is that right? You'll buy for
Yeah.
you'll buy for fall.
Well, I think maybe I get a little excited and I'm like, time to shop for summer, and then
Okay.
time to shop for fall because I already did summer.
Got it. Your guys is
everything year round, and then I just save it.
Oh.
And I live in the moment.
Me too.
So
Me
your
too.
guys' shopping cycles are
I let stuff
little
marinate
different.
in my closet for a while.
Like that bag I bought you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
A month.
No, seriously, I kind of like doing that because
It has to adapt to us.
Yeah, it has to marinate. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I do with video games, so I understand.
Oh, there you go.
My Steam, my thousands of Steam games I've never played.
Right.
I'm letting them marinate.
Okay.
You know?
It's a fair comparison.
The corduroy patchwork shirt is incredible.
Why do we
kind
have
of
2
summer vibes, I
support?
guess.
God damn it.
Yeah. You're going to the beach, I guess, in the evening.
Hide your arms.
And it's a
freak.
little cold.
Don't be so immodest. This is pretty cool. The Send Help bralette.
Yeah.
Bralette. Is this our first ever bralette?
We had like a couple. We're still pretty new in this category.
We're entering the bralette category
Mhm.
out here. Got some acid trip T-shirts, a
So
jacket.
those are
reversible-
restocks of stuff that people had already, it already sold out, and we just brought back those restocks.
By the way, this necklace Hassan was wearing yesterday. It looked really good. And he was wearing it from the first time.
I love that he loves Steady Fresh so much. Every time I hear him talk about it on the show, I'm like,
He does.
It's just
He-
so
like
cool.
Those pants, I think he wears
So
those every
cool.
day. I don't think he wears any other pants. And straight up, it wasn't.
I seriously made a restock in black just for him.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, it's awesome. Love that for us. Love that for him. We got matching earrings. Send Help shirt. This one, oh, it's sold out again.
Oh wow, that happened fast.
Iconic. Flames cardigan.
A lot
The
of
rug
people
is
wanted
gone.
that cardigan.
People love the rug, huh?
The rug, yeah.
Rugs are cool.
And I've been getting so many happy feedback from people I know personally about the swimsuit. Is that one still available?
No, it's sold out.
Oh, okay.
The Dolphin Sunset swimsuit one.
But that was really cool to
Good
see,
shit.
and I'm excited to make more.
Right. I wasn't sure how that
Kinda
would
slow.
do, frankly. if
Yeah.
people
But we
were
got it.
interested in buying.
Yeah.
But they are. It was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Flipper.
I just saw my friend Tati, and she was wearing it as a top with jeans. So cool.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. Flipper approved, actually. What's that, boy? You say there's a boat at sea? And
Likely place for it. to
they've been
be.
stuck at sea for 2 days. Take me to them. All you guys, I guarantee, are way too young.
God damn it.
I've seen Flipper, Nick at Night.
Nick at Night rerun.
When I was young, it was
Same.
on TV.
That and Lassie. It's pretty much the same show.
Lassie,
The aquatic
Mr.
version of
Ed.
Lassie.
Yeah, it's Lassie
Yeah.
the dolphin.
I never liked Mr. Ed. I
I
didn't like
don't
that
get
he-
it.
I didn't like that
Oh,
he spoke.
shit.
He just stood there. Every time I watch Mr. Ed, he's just standing in his stable.
I don't trust a horse that
I have
speaks.
no memory of what
Kill
you guys
him.
are talking about.
Turn him into glue.
Let's fucking kill Mr.
They should have lasted away.
We're talking about like old shit, dude.
Or like old Yeller, you know?
Boomer kid.
When we were kids, it was on Nick at Night, which was the people. But Flipper was, I guess, he could talk to the dolphin. It was.
I remember the name Flipper.
I think the dolphin and Flipper like killed himself or something.
Oh no. Say it ain't so.
It was like
Great.
so sad from being captive, it like drowned itself.
God, no.
I could have that wrong.
God damn it.
Or maybe he lived a happily life forever and ever.
Yeah, I'm sure the show business dolphin was really happy.
You say you're suicidal, boy? You say let me go or else I'm gonna drown myself?
So he's like a child star dolphin.
Yeah. Oh no, Flip.
Oh no,
Flippy.
Flipper.
I'm trying to find a credible source, but the first 3 articles said that Flipper did drown.
It's kind of
Dude,
slow.
isn't
I
that
don't have a good
fucking
feeling
nuts?
about this last
No.
round.
Yeah,
I
no.
seriously
No, it's
can't.
possible.
With stories like that, that's so sad.
Well, you know what's crazy? Think about this. Whenever a sea mammal dies,
Yeah.
they drown.
Yeah.
Dolphins, whales,
Wait a second.
Dumbass.
they drown. they can't swim and they just fucking drown.
I feel like maybe we're blurring the lines a little.
How?
bit.
They need
Did
to
their
breathe.
lungs fill up with?
They need to go for
Water?
air every 30 minutes.
They
But-
surface for air.
But they're
Really
okay,
don't like this
I mean, sure.
conversation, though.
No,
Sure,
I know.
they
It,
drown.
it occurred to me one day. I was like, "Whoa, that's scary." They just fucking drown.
That is interesting. But what you're saying is that he committed suicide?
No, they can. Dolphins and orca, they're
yeah.
so smart. They
Right,
they
like
can
the
just
SeaWorld.
they won't come up for air. Orcas have done that too. Where
Oh
they just
yes,
suicide.
dolphins are mammals.
Yeah, they need air.
So true.
They come up, they go down.
God damn it.
Yeah, orcas just fucking drown, dude.
I was so excited for today's
This is
show.
so sad.
Thank you for the death bell, by the way. That really tied the piece together.
Fuck.
There's a comment here saying, how come AB didn't save him?
Shit.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
That's
Yeah.
on you, AB.
AB,
What
thoughts?
is on you, bro?
I don't think I was born yet. Otherwise, I would have.
Nice excuse.
Oh yeah, I like this.
Sounds like an
story.
excuse to me.
I like this story.
Hey, Gabe, one sec here. And this, so the flame hoodie. This piece is really cool. This is the one that
Fuck
Fousey was
shit.
wearing. That he was really looking good in.
New Teddy Fresh ambassador.
The team pads, the swimsuit. This shirt, I love this shirt too. It's just, you know what I mean? Iconic.
This is, let me tell you about this one. It's a custom stripe that I personally designed. I picked every color and we made the fabric. Because sometimes you pick like available stripes.
Not this
Not this
time.
one.
Mm-mm.
Thank
There it is. So consider supporting us at teddyfish.com. And Diet Heat Stroke. Gabe, can I tell you something, Gabe? Shocking.
What is it?
This is the hottest year in human history, recorded human history. Do you know what was the last 6 hottest years?
Ooh.
When was
It's
the
one
last?
six.
When was the last 6 hot years in recorded human history?
Jesus Christ.
The last 6 years.
For the last 6 years.
No,
I
no,
can't
that's the
remember.
answer. That's the answer. The last 6 years.
Gotcha.
The last 6 years.
Yeah, isn't that's cool. We'll be fine.
This is
The
horrible.
water's 100 degrees off Florida. There's nothing wrong. How you doing today, Gabe?
I'm good.
That's such like a Facebook question, you know?
No, I
Yeah, I'm
heard it
just
on the
trying to.
news.
I'm
They're
just
like,
trying to, like, you
the
know,
news was like, we're all
experiment,
gonna
and then
die.
I
Not
just
that, but
made
the way
this
you were like, when was the last 6 years?
Gabe, I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry, Gabe.
That's all right.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I just tie-dye a shirt. I just made this one.
You did?
Oh shit, that
Yeah.
looks really good.
What?
Is that a long sleeve?
It looks like a long sleeve. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
That looks like you bought it at a
Yeah,
store.
are you sure you didn't just buy it at the store?
Okay.
Why would you lie about tie-dye? Sure.
I'm not saying he's
Okay,
lying.
hold on.
Can I see the label? Can I see the label?
Yeah, show us the label, Gabe.
Let me see. The label is
It's a blank.
clean.
It's a blank.
The label
Now,
is
Gabe,
clean.
tell us about the process of tie-dyeing
I
it so
think
we
the
can
label.
determine.
Tie dye, you have to get some tie and then put it in water and then like put it on the shirt and then like let it dry.
I just want to say, I think the label would have caught color when you tie-dyed it,
Why is the label white, Gabe?
unless it's made of synthetic, which could be.
I think it's. So when did you tie-dye the shirt, Gabe?
Yeah.
I did it a few days ago.
Okay.
A few days ago.
Yeah.
Flip it around. Let me see the front.
Like 7 in.
Let me see the front. We're gonna get to the bottom of this
Yeah.
tie-dye thing.
Oh.
Oh, Gabe, why would you lie about tie-dyeing a shirt?
Tie-dyeing a shirt. No,
That's a Maui shirt, Gabe.
It's a
We think you're cool, regardless. You don't what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we don't care if you tie-dye your shirt or not. We love you all the same.
Yeah, but I'm trying to experiment. Like this shirt here.
Yeah.
This is kind of bleach. I'm trying to find some way to bleach this one.
Let me see.
Ooh, do it.
Well, that one just looks like someone stained it with bleach.
Jesus Christ, I was
I'm
doing too much
experiment-
healing.
Trying to,
that
bleach
one.
this
All right,
one.
all right.
Let me see.
You can, it's fine. You can draw with the bleach.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this. Gabe is in the laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, check this out, Gabe.
Sky, you're fucking useless.
Experiment.
Check this out. Everything's fine. This is global climate since 1980. I mean, you can see it goes back to 1880, but you can see that everything's been really fine in the past 6 years. The past 20 years has really been like totally fine. Nothing to worry about here. Nothing to see here, folks.
I think
fuck
it's just
yeah.
one of those. I don't know if it's global warming or one of those 100-year, things where it just gets warm and then it gets cold in a few years and it gets warm again. It's an up and down thing. That's what I think.
Okay, so global warming is overblown. It's the natural cycles of the Earth warming and cooling.
Yeah,
Right.
probably.
Probably. Right.
I like,
That's like the weather's like that slide whistle.
Yeah.
It's just. But
I mean, it looks like success, This is how you want your investment to look.
the
right?
numbers go up, baby,
Yeah.
to the moon.
Yeah.
That's a big investment.
Going to the moon, baby!
I would agree with you, Gabe, except like the acceleration of heat. I mean, I agree that Earth does go through natural heating and warming cycles based on like how close we are to the sun and stuff like that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But the acceleration of heating is really unnatural. If you look at these heating warming cycles, they take place over like tens of thousands of years. This is 20 years, you know what I mean? And the temperature's gone up, what? Exponentially. So that implies that it's probably almost certainly from human activity here on Earth.
A lot of activity raises the temperature. So like you go into a room, you put more people in the room, the temperature of the room goes up because of the human heat.
Right.
Yeah.
We're batteries.
That's a decent metaphor.
You know what's did you know that cow farts, Gabe, comprise a decent amount of carbon emissions?
Cow farts?
Yeah. Fact
Oh
check
my
that.
God.
Cow farts actually are heating the earth, I swear it.
Cow farts is just like natural exhaust.
That's right.
Exhaust.
They have an exhaust pipe in their asshole.
We need to call them out.
Well, that's why a lot of people say beef is so bad, because they eat tons of food, they take tons of land, and they fart out tons of gas.
I do have a small correction. The vast majority of the methane produced by cows is from their burps, not from
they're burping it up.
Burps?
Yes. According to NASA.
How dare they?
Dumbass. Okay, that is interesting to know. And there, what is it?
That's like a burp. You burp out the,
Right. Yeah.
What do you?
Methane out of your mouth. and
Perfect
you light
team.
it and it blows fire.
A shitload of mirages
Like a
and a
dragon.
roadblock.
Yeah.
Hey,
Perfect.
Gabe, how you doing? How you keeping cool this weekend?
Usually I go to the beach or I just
Nobody
stay
changed. You're all
inside.
perfect.
Beach would be nice. You got any
Hopefully you
plans
can
this
take out the
weekend?
dinos.
We're trying to
Set
watch
those
a
bitches on
fight.
fire.
Errol Spence versus Terrell Crawford. It's gonna be good. The fights.
Nice.
UFC fights, baby. Ooh.
Listen to this. Excuse me. 14.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions is from livestock.
Oh my God.
14.5.
What do you mean livestock?
Cows,
Oh.
sheep, goat. I mean, it's mostly cows.
It's 14.
Livestock is like, you know, animal products. That are products.
It's supposed to be
Yeah,
natural.
get loaded up.
Oh, it's natural, baby. All right.
Stuff on the.
Well, listen, it is Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, bitch. Baby fuck. Hey, shit in a cow asshole and burp it out, bitch.
Burp fart out of my mouth and put it in the air, baby. And
Yeah.
lock up the heat.
You know what's a good thing to do, Gabe, if you're trying to fight global climate change? When you
What is it?
When you fart, you gotta suck in the air real fast to prevent it from reaching the air. And then it prevents global climate change.
Yeah.
I'm a good husband. I do that when Elo farts too.
Right. Yeah. He really cares.
That's what you do. If you really care.
Yeah. Reuse, recycle, and reduce
And re-smell.
air. Re-smell.
There's the
Yeah,
lungs.
rebreathe.
It turns out the lungs is the best filtering system for CO2. So
I think you're onto something.
breathe deep, my friend.
Clean carbon dioxide. Bitch.
Bitch. CO2. How about see these nuts, bitch?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Fart out CO2 and breathe it in my mouth. Bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck. 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 Fuck.
That was so loud.
Beautiful.
So unnecessary.
It's not unnecessary.
It's like-
Friday. I say maybe it was too loud, okay, and that I harmed your ears in some way.
Friday.
That I would apologize for, but
Okay.
to say it's unnecessary,
Oh,
you're out
I
of line.
see. Okay, but it's a little aggressive.
Yeah, it's Friday, baby. All right, listen, Gabe. Always a treasure, always a treat to see that beautiful face. You know, brings so much joy to the world. How's the cameos going? You're still crushing it?
I'm still doing it.
No
Little by
slurs,
little.
right?
Yeah.
No slurs since last time?
No.
Good,
I'm not going
good.
to do that.
No,
anymore.
Good, good.
Get in trouble.
Good. Very good. Right. We're gonna have to do a presentation on climate change for you, Gabe. I'm a little bit concerned about you saying that it's just a climate cycle. I know a lot of people do say that though. That's one of the main talking points of people who try to deny the seriousness of.
Maybe we could do a little like classroom setting.
I got a symposium, yeah.
Have you ever seen An Inconvenient Truth?
I have no clue.
Yeah. Al Gore apparently made that. All right, Gabe. Listen.
Somebody said my boyfriend has a literal fart fetish.
Oh. Right on.
Just kill the dinosaur if these are low enough. Thank you.
I got you.
Damn.
You know what I did? I had to transform. I had to like take myself somewhere else mentally. I almost hate to admit this, but I had thought about the saddest thing I could to keep me on point. And I was
the
thinking,
flipper?
No, I was thinking about Shredder in the hospital. I'm just saying, I know it's. I'm just this.
Really?
I had
On
to
one today.
I had to transform. I had to transport myself there, and that's how we win.
There you go. Congrats, man.
All right, Gabe. Take care. Okay.
Take care.
Thanks, Gabe.
Love you, buddy. Have a great weekend. Okay.
See you, motherfucker.
Climate change is real, all right, buddy?
Okay.
All right. Thanks, man.
Good
And
shit.
it's man-made. It's being influenced by people. All right.
So
Especially
what-
their farts.
Especially. of
Especially
course.
the-
Oh my
come on.
god.
All right.
So what we're
Good
learning
time.
Bye, Gabe. Thank you.
today- Bye.
Good shit.
Learn that if you have a fart fetish,
Ah.
you're actually a sustainable person.
Green. It's a green fetish.
That's a green fetish.
People should put it in their dating profile.
Woo.
I
Like-
go green. My sexual places are
Yeah.
green. What about you?
447.
Yeah, so
Let's
that's
go.
Gabe, White Claw Gabe, or the artist formerly known as White Claw Gabe. He's now known as Uncle Gabe.
Yeah.
We don't talk about White Claw anymore.
Should button that.
You deserve it, Roadblock.
Oh, I should button the White Claw?
Yeah.
No, fuck White Claw.
It's probably too late.
All right, let's see. So today we're doing a little mini game throughout because Love is missed a lot.
Yeah.
He is he's
Got
doing
fighter
a game, you know,
at
we did
447,
Guess Who's
top
Tired, Who's Drunk.
40%.
And so Love today is
All right, all
raise your
right.
glass there,
Doing a little
Love.
better.
Right. The Shumpalum.
Now we don't know, is there alcohol or is there just gamer sup in it?
I like gamer stuff.
I know you do.
Use the gamer stuff.
Where's I don't have gamer sup today.
What
Help me up.
what alcohol would that be? Is that like white wine or champagne? What are we guessing?
I don't know if that's too much information. Take a look.
Or it could be one of those like lemonade, alcoholic kind of beverage in a can.
I mean, we have a lot of alcohol here. It could just be vodka with any damn
Oh, okay, okay.
thing. But we're gonna interrogate him in about an hour. My sense is that this dude is drunk as shit.
Already?
I don't drink.
You never drink.
No, I.
So then
I'm
you,
drunk.
So you're saying that's why I can easily tell?
Well, I don't like drinking, you know.
Yeah.
In general.
Okay.
So.
How the fuck are you not drunk? So you're saying you wouldn't be drinking today because you don't like drinking?
Right.
No, but what he's saying is the reason that I can tell so obviously is because he doesn't drink a lot, so he shows it, right?
If that's what he
Yeah,
wants.
I don't. Right, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're drunk.
I'm not drunk.
A drunk ninja. Well, this is gonna be fun.
I mean, I would say no to drinking.
I
because
remember
of the
Love.
challenge.
I remember drunk Love in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
we thought he was dying.
Yeah, you could look at
Oh,
my
I
cheeks
wish.
if they're
He
red
was,
or
he
not.
was turning red, and I was like, bro, I'm
Yep.
worried for you right now.
I've never been like more scared in my life because you guys always like, what the fuck is going on?
No,
with
I just
you?
wanted you to look in the mirror and make sure you're doing. I don't want you to die on our work
Yeah,
trip.
I mean,
Don't
right,
die
that
in
would
your
be
own time.
inappropriate. But I went into the bathroom, I checked my cheeks, and I was like,
Your
sure,
cheeks?
Your cheeks
slightly
were red.
I was slightly red, but
He got
nothing to
really.
worry about.
He took 2 seconds. He went in the mirror, got really close. He goes, "The fuck, I'm fine," and walked out.
Yeah, AB was with me.
I think what happened, I don't know if I ever said this detail,
Right.
but I think AB started that. He tapped me on the shoulder and was like, yo, check out Love. I'm worried about him.
I
And-
think we were all worried. Everybody.
That was it.
How do
that
we
was
get
an
a
AB
bot?
special, I believe.
Uh,
But I agreed with you.
I mean,
I
I don't
agreed.
remember. I don't know. I just
What you're
remember.
saying is AB was trying to save somebody.
Again.
Oh yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I just remember Ela saying that maybe I should follow him and make sure he's okay on the way to the bathroom.
Yes, I do.
I
I
do
remember
appreciate
being
that.
very worried because we were kind of like the parents, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want anything happening on our bike.
Hell no.
I will say I'm not very impacted by alcohol. Like I can take alcohol pretty easily.
Well, you are Swedish.
I am Swedish, and there is a gene apparently. I've been told that Swedish people don't get drunk as easily as Americans.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sweet.
We're going to have to fact check that.
No, check it. Someone check that.
I mean, I've heard of similar things. Sweet.
That they don't get drunk as easily?
Yeah.
Like
No, I know some
on
people-
average, it takes more alcohol.
Really? I know some people are genetically predisposed to being alcoholics, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah, like Native Americans, there was well, there's a lot of people. If alcoholism runs in your family,
Oh, okay. I
it's
see.
a people are saying it's like a disease.
Like you pass it on.
But isn't it that Native Americans had like this propensity genetically?
I hope that's not a totally untrue thing that people will be mad at you for saying.
Well, let's look it up.
Maybe,
I know there
no.
was a big problem with alcoholism in the Native American community, like it was ravaging certain communities. Yeah.
I've heard that too. Yeah, no, that's definitely true.
And then there's people who cannot handle alcohol, right? Like,
Loser.
no.
Dumbass idiot.
Dumbass idiot.
Loser.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, you know, there's body weight, metabolism, genetic factors, but there's no specific trait linked to a certain group of people or nationality.
There's no single standard for how individuals from a specific nationality or ethnic group will react to alcohol.
Surely that's not true.
Okay.
But it's a drug. I mean, you're taking a drug. It's not like, oh, I need less of this drug because I'm Swedish.
There could be other factors like Swedes like diet.
Crispy,
or
what are
something
you
maybe that
doing,
contributes
man?
to it that
Right.
you're talking about, but
Okay, that
nothing-
makes sense.
Yeah.
The diet I could see.
Yeah.
It's all the fika, the Sumstromen.
I don't know if this is another like not true thing, but I've always been told that like Russians drink a lot of vodka because it's cold. Sure.
I think it's just because they're degenerates.
How dare you?
I'm kidding. Yeah, I think people
Yeah,
in colder climates do drink more. I
Right.
think. Yeah.
So does that make them more capable to handle alcohol?
Shit.
No.
No.
Okay. According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, the findings
I don't know why
suggest
they
that it is
don't.
unlikely that Native Americans carry a genetic variant that predisposes them to alcoholism. Okay, I was wrong. More Native American fucking propaganda given to me by Ronald Reagan or somebody. Ronald Reagan probably said that. Although to be fair to me, it says unlikely.
I mean, I have heard that a lot too, but I have never actually looked into it. That's why when you said it, was like, I don't know.
I feel like nowadays,
Like a thing.
whenever you like have a memory of a statement like that, it's almost most likely like, oh, that's actually some fake propaganda. That's
Right, that's
was
just
pretty much
trying to push some other narrative.
Like in elementary school when they tell you that Thomas Jefferson married one of his slaves.
Okay, now regarding the sorry, what?
In history class growing up, they tell you that Thomas Jefferson married one of his slaves.
I heard he R-worded his
I
slave.
heard that as well as I grew up.
I don't
Yeah.
think she can consent to
I
marriage when
agree.
she's a slave.
Absolutely.
You will marry me. I mean, that's not even a joke. I mean, that's
Yeah.
not funny.
No,
He
yeah,
was saying
not
that we
even
were
a
taught
joke.
that.
Well, as Pearl famously said, no, that was on Fox News recently. They're doing this revisionism. They go, well, some skills that slaves
witch doctor
learned
getting something else
during their time of slavery really helped them when they were freed. And the
Mhm.
one that I always hear them bring up is like blacksmithing for some reason. They go, yeah, they learned to do blacksmithing, and then they were freed. They had just went and had an easy time being a blacksmith.
Yeah, totally.
Like, are you fucking crazy? That's the lead? Breaking news. Slave gets incredible skills.
Headhunter. Come
Here
on,
we
get
go,
your
the
shit
Asian
together.
flush is a thing. That's what I was thinking
Oh,
about,
God.
Where Asians turn red from drinking
slacking.
alcohol.
Right,
'Cause
that is
I
a thing.
personally know people.
Yeah, that's the thing. According to this is interesting too. We're demystifying
Oh,
all this
Jesus.
shit. Russia's cold climate has historically
stay
made
alive,
it challenging
Crispy.
to
I
cultivate
gotta
grape
respawn.
for winemaking, which led to the development of grain-based
Oh, they
spirits
fucked the
like
shit.
vodka as a more viable alternative.
Fuck. Every single one of those kind of like things you've heard most likely are wrong.
It's true that some countries consume a lot more alcohol than others, but I think that's just a cultural thing.
Sure.
Some consume a lot more. Like the English are
Yeah.
fucking lushes, dude.
Definitely.
Pull up the stats of the most drunk at.
I believe we looked
vigilante.
this up not that long ago, and
we didn't.
The highest in the world, I believe, is South Korea.
Jesus.
Whoa.
From the last time we had this discussion.
Do they drink
Country
sake? Are there
and-
like rice beer they drink, or is it sake?
Well, it's largely a cultural thing. They have this in Japan as well, and Japan also is pretty far up there. But they have a drinking work culture where it is expected.
I don't know why I walked right in
and
there.
Drink all the time, and what country consumes the most alcohol?
Let's see. I want to.
Once I die, the team is done for him.
South Korea.
Pull it up.
Heaviest drinking country. There you go. Here. Oh wait, these are specifically Asian countries. Hold on. Whoa.
Damn. What are you trying to
Looking
prove?
up. Alcohol consumption by country.
Real quick, Ela is correct about the Asian. I'm sorry, how do you phrase it?
Asian
Flush?
Flush, yes. So yes, some Asians, particularly those of East Asian
Not
descent,
gonna
may
reach her. Fuck. Oh. God damn it. Shit. Leave me alone, bro. I'm just healing. Oh my god.
I hit it.
You did?
Oh no. Dan, you hit it? Okay.
That's why.
Dan hit it.
There we go. Let's go.
Okay, let me try to rephrase that.
I love a Dan button.
It's not. What
That
I
was
said-
one of the first times I've actually done it.
You didn't hit it?
No, I did hit it.
You did hit it.
You did.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
We leave for a Dan button.
So Asians have a genetic variant that makes their earwax different. I swear to God, they have they have dry earwax.
Oh, that's sick.
What?
It's like a different consistency.
And why would you know that?
I heard it somewhere.
It's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, like
On the like dry
Everybody
earwax stuff?
left.
no, I heard it on the news or something. What earwax says about your ancestry?
That is correct. Particular,
What
those
the
of
hell?
Asian descent.
Get me that truth tell the James Charles truth teller guy going true. That's true. Correct. Well, go ahead, AB. Back me up.
There's a lot here. The wet type of ear is more common among people of European and African descent, while the dry type is more prevalent among people of East Asia.
Dry ear.
Yeah.
You got wet ear, girl.
That's right.
No wet ears.
Got that waxy kind of thing going on here.
The difference in earwax type is primarily due to a single genetic variation in a gene called ABCC11.
AB.
Maybe.
You know how racism is so silly. Imagine being like, "Let me check your earwax top there, son. We don't allow no." Hey, love, can you not be so obviously drunk, please?
Yeah, I'm not gonna beat this with a box.
Back. He's like falling asleep. He doesn't even know we're talking about him.
Yeah, Ian cuts you.
He doesn't even know we're talking
Oh,
about.
I missed it.
You're,
I
come on,
started
don't
going like
cut.
That's on purpose.
It's all part of the. It's all part of the.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
You're high level.
Yeah.
High level.
You're great at
How did they
acting.
leave? At least finish
I
the
don't
game.
like dry earwax, folks, around these parts. Let me take a swab
Because they don't
that
want to keep
ear, see
wasting
if
time
it's wet or
losing.
not.
Whatever.
I like to hang out with my fellas with wet wax. We get around, talk about them dry wax fellas. They ain't right in the head, boy. I'll tell you what, man, I knew feller there with dry earwax, he just ain't right. Name was Jeb, lived across from me. I noticed one day as we were standing together at the Sioux Fair Festival,
Not the Zoo Wee Festival.
we was at the pig hollering contest. Sioux. I just taken second place, bit devastated, but you know I'll get him next year. Sioux.
Piggy, piggy, piggy. What is it that they say?
So I looked over at my friend Jeb, noticed something weird about his ears. Looked a little dry. Now when I look into a friend's or somebody's ear there, I notice it's a little moist, a little shiny, slick, you know. Runny wax, like a good man has. Like God intended for the ear to be waxy and wet. And I saw Jeb looking like a black hole of dry, flaky, devilish earwax, like Satan's flame lit from his eardrums and dried his ears out from the inside.
They probably listen to Metallica if they have dry ears.
I could hear Metallica resonating from his ears, boy. Well, I went home that night. I told my missus, you know, Jeb got them dry earwax. She didn't like that none, because her friend, she played with his missus. They played Jim Rummy every Saturday night. And she didn't know she'd in the presence of a dry wax feller. So one day I went over to Jeb's house, had a talk with him. Jeb, come on out here. I want to talk to you.
Please squat.
You know, about this time of year, it's hurricane seasons. They come to blow across the fields. Call them twisters. One year, about a few back, twister came through, tore the whole church up. Every goddamn thing. We found that cross right upside down, digging in the dirt. We said, this some kind of sign? This God's work? Someone else's. Came back, that cross was digged down deep in the dirt from the upside down. Now that's Satan. And when I stood there, faced Jim in the face, I says to him, I know who done that with the cross, why that happened now. Was that dry earwax. Brought God's wrath upon us fine people, didn't deserve it. And I thought about the good folks that perished in that twister, and I looked at Jeb's dry ears, and I went into a maddening rage. I knew it was the dry ears that had killed Pappy's old little lassie down at the church.
Please clap.
Twister came rolling through. She didn't have no chance escaping that. She's in a wheelchair, dang. She's 79 years old. I took Jeb. I grabbed him by the husk. I said, damn you dry earwax son of a gun. He said, I tried to not hide it. I didn't choose to have no dry ears. I said, I don't care, Jeb. You fucked up.
This is the Jay Leno.
I'm not proud to say what happened next, but I gutted him like a fish. Took my long knife from my back pocket, shoved it in, and sliced it down. You know when you grab a fish, they wiggle real hard for life? Well, Jeb wiggled like them fish. Took him out. His insides spilled out like earwax. Supposed to look. But inside, he was dry. There ain't no blood. It was bone dry inside the man.
Work of the devil.
Well, I took him back to my house and threw some holy water on him and buried him with the cross and a Bible. So hopefully in the afterlife, someone will take better care of him than in this life. And I think about Jeb sometimes. I mean, it's true he didn't choose to be born with them dry earwax, no, but
sir.
Some people, they just not for this world.
That's right.
Please clap.
You know, does the child predator choose to be born a child predator? No, but they not for this world. They just ain't right. It wasn't my fault Jeb born here with a goddamn earwax. His mom and daddy probably had sex and that's what happened. Incest doesn't that. That kind of injustice on this planet. Probably made a pact with the devil or some kind of
Oh, I don't even have legendary taunts all the way upgraded. Shit.
And I seen Jeb walking around town like he all that with that dry earwax. He don't have to use swabs or nothing.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's get it.
Sick of that smug dry ear, boy. I'll tell you right now. See how dry it is in the ground. Anyway.
Oh, welcome back.
I could have kept going.
Well, we thank you.
I only do that so that people won't accuse me of writing ahead of time again. Which would be weirder, I think. Man, I could do a whole show like that. I could do it. Would that be avant-garde? I mean, Subway avant?
I just missed the beginning. Down, Mr. Mo. Give it boop, 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 boop. Yes, 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 yes. Thanks, Sky.
It's time. It's time for
aliens. Let's do it. UFO hearing. A former Navy pilot says sightings were routine. That's right. Former Navy pilot Ryan Graves testifies before Congress that in his experience, UAP sightings, which is a new classification for UFO, weren't rare or isolated, but routine. Graves says both military personnel and pilots for public airlines have shared similar encounters with UAPs with him and his organization. Let's take a look.
My name is Brian Fobbs Graves, and I'm a former F-18 pilot with a decade of service in the U.S. Navy, including 2 deployments in Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Inherent Resolve. I have experienced advanced UAP firsthand, and I'm here to voice the concerns of more than 30 commercial aircrew and military veterans who have confided their similar encounters with me. Today, I would like to highlight 3 critical issues that demand our action. As we convene here, UAP are in our airspace, but they are grossly underreported. These sightings are not rare or isolated, they are routine. Military aircrew and commercial pilots, trained observers whose lives depend on accurate identification, are frequently witnessing these phenomena. The stigma attached to UAP is real and powerful and challenges national security.
I mean, dude, I'm just deeply suspicious of people that have dedicated their lives to uncovering the truth about aliens. I treat them like Ghostbusters, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of that could quite literally be explained with one simple thing, which is carbon monoxide poisoning. Check if their homes have the fire alarm beeping, you know what I mean? Lead poisoning is another one, but bro, are you kidding? Wait, really? I'm not. I just don't think it's as sexy and as like and as appealing, the truth, I mean, about other organisms on this universe that that exist or may not exist or may not have traveled to Iowa. You know what I mean? You're really so arrogant as to believe that your 5 senses in our current science can measure and understand everything that exists? Wait, no, that's my argument. That's why I'm saying these guys who think they fucking found aliens are wrong. No, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. God, I've talked about this so many fucking times. Okay, listen. Number 1, the universe is infinite. Do I believe that there's a possibility of other life out there? Of course I do. Do I believe that there is even a possibility that they could maybe travel to Earth? Sure. But my perspective on the matter is that I do not believe that aliens and the way that we perceive them and the way that we understand it in popular culture is humanoid in any way, shape, or form. I think that both sides of the argument, with a level of certainty, revolves around hubris and human beings centering themselves in every fucking conversation. What do I mean by this? Saying with a certainty that there are no other living organisms out there is silly. You want to feel special. You want to feel like you are the only life on Earth and it'll never happen again. That is self-centered. It's very narcissistic for humans to feel this way. The other side of the conversation is always, aliens are here. They've come and traveled to my backyard, to my cornfield, almost always in North America, by the way, and they are humanoid. They have like humanistic qualities, okay? Again, most likely not true. I feel like both of these arguments are 2 sides of the same fucking coin, that the world revolves around human beings, that the entire universe revolves around human beings. What do I think? I think that aliens probably do exist. I think aliens might even have the capacity to come to Earth. I think maybe they might have even traveled there. Maybe they're here right now.
It's a little slow, but we got it.
What I personally think is that it's not the way that we understand aliens. I think it's something that we cannot perceive with our senses. I think that it is not even maybe in our dimension. That's what I think. I certainly don't believe that there are humanoids, okay? Or I don't even believe that they're like a color. Do you see what I'm saying? Especially with what we understand about space travel and what the human body or a living organism could withstand. I just don't think that aliens would be any way, shape, or form similar to like a human being. He said they have biologicals. Yeah, I don't believe this guy at all, for the record. I just don't believe him.
In 2014, I was an F-18 Foxtrot pilot in the Navy Fighter Attack Squadron 11, the Red Rippers, and I was stationed at NAS Oceana in Virginia Beach. After upgrades were made to our jet's radar systems, we began detecting unknown objects operating in our airspace.
Oh, for the record, the people saying like, oh, like in Arrival, they won't look like humans at all. No, I mean like they will not be perceivable by our senses is what I mean. You cannot imagine what an alien looks like because an alien doesn't look like anything at all is what I'm trying to say. it's not perceivable by our current senses in our current dimension. It
Oh,
could
shit,
be like
fucking
radio
dead.
frequencies or
Oh,
not
we got
even
it.
like radio
Thank
frequencies.
God.
I feel
Perfect.
like that's a more, yeah, you're a dumbass. You're right. I'm a dumbass. Aliens
Beautiful.
have existed amongst us this entire time. They always just end up going to Iowa to a fucking random cornfield, even though they have the capacity to fucking travel through space and time and get to us. They are that advanced of a civilization. All they care about is putting a fucking probe up your ass, okay? Up your hillbilly podunk ass. And that's why they always go there. They don't go to like fucking, they don't go to New York or any other area where there's so much heat and so much light. They always go somewhere secret because they just don't want to be perceived by people, even though they keep getting fucking perceived. It just does not make any sense whatsoever to me that a being that is capable of having so much technology, and a being that is like an organism in the way that you understand it, like has some semblance of a flesh or whatever the fuck, is perceivable. They have so much technology that they can fucking come to America, okay, from wherever the fuck they are that we can't even track, okay, at the edge of the universe. And
It's pretty
they're
cool skin.
carbon-based, and then they just somehow get accidentally caught. They just accidentally get caught by some of the weirdest guys, by the way. It's almost always a dude who is just out of his fucking mind, okay, in every other aspect of his life. Rarely like a normal guy.
Okay, Mr. Fravor, the Tic Tac incident that you were engaged occurred in 2004. What kind of reporting took place after that incident?
None. We had a standard debrief where the backseaters went down to our carrier intel center and briefed what had happened.
It'd be really funny if it was the Tic Tac incident he's referring to wasn't that like this inexplicable spacecraft was shaped like a Tic Tac, but he's talking about TikTok. The Tic Tac incident, you were dancing, and then an alien was perceived behind you talking about Tic Tacs. Tic Tac Toe. What is this? Just wait.
Tic Tac video. It's Tic Tac like the candy, not TikTok like the Chinese communist.
Oh my God, oh dude, dude. The American government is faster than I could ever fucking meme about something, okay? If you meme it, it will happen, okay? If you dream it, then you'll meme it. If you meme it, it'll happen.
Manifestation.
Oh my fucking God, dude. Not Tic Tac like the Chatcom app. We might never, this video is describing the point you were making. We might never speak to aliens. Here's why. I mean, we've covered so many Kurzgesagt's videos on this matter, like the Fermi paradox, whether if aliens are like capable of fucking coming to the, you know, our planet, then they're capable of like they probably would perceive us like ants. The most basic way of explaining what would look like if we genuinely had an alien encounter is literally like you would never care about an ant, okay? If you like accidentally stepped over an ant, you just wouldn't even think about it. And someone like an organism that is capable of that level of technological and evolutionary achievement to be able to traverse space that easily would immediately mean that like they would be so profoundly evolved that they would just like they would not even think about us like we're you know, beings worthy of preservation. Ants don't have nukes though. That's so funny you're saying that because no. But ants, for example, are capable of incredibly impressive feats of strength. Like if a human being had the strength of an ant, a human being could carry a fucking skyscraper, right? And yet, given from where we are standing, looking at the situation from where we're at, human beings versus ants, they cannot even, you know, they can't comprehend what a fucking microwave is, you know what I mean? They have strengths, ultimately, not a, oh wait, that's a horrible take. Sorry, not maybe a school bus, is that what it is? But a being that is capable of traversing the fucking space that we existed and go through galaxies to come to us is gonna look at nukes and go, that's laughable. That's not even a thing. Like nuclear technology is nothing to a being that can travel to the planet from a different galaxy that we have not even perceived. But there are entomologists who study ants. Aliens have scientists too, I know, but the anti-human dynamic is not even a good one. I'm just trying to explain to you that it would be like the evolutionary and scientific differences would not be between a human and an ant. it would be 1,000 times that, maybe 1,000,000 times that. It's like you're not even thinking about it. It'd be like an amoeba versus a human, like a bacteria versus a human being. I respect your opinion, but find it boring and depressing, so I reject your worldview and substitute my own. I will have a hot alien girlfriend one day. I mean, listen, I wanna fuck an alien with big old honkin' bazonkas myself. I have often said this. I've said this many times over. You guys know this already. The problem is, it's highly, highly, highly unlikely that they look like that. But humans recognize ancestral species are important to our ecosystem, you know, big picture. Maybe aliens recognize that we have some sort of values to their ecosystem. I think that is laughable because, one, they do not live in an ecosystem. An ecosystem in and of itself is a human concept that we perceive. Like, a being capable of coming here like that would not see human beings as anything but cancer or something standing in the way of them extracting whatever natural resource that they want to fucking suck out of the earth before they move on to the next planet immediately. You know what I mean? So they'd be like, all right, flip the switch. Like, there is mold on this piece of toast. Why couldn't aliens be cool and empathetic? It's really weird to assume that they would have empathy, which is, again, a human concept. Like, I don't understand why you guys think about it like this. We're like pets to them. I don't know why that's so outlandish. It's called the zoo hypothesis because I think it's very narcissistic to assume that an alien would think about a human being beyond looking at it and understanding it from afar and then moving on. Like, I don't think the difference between humans and animals is the same as the difference between aliens capable of fucking traveling through space and time and human beings. And even by your metric, I'm about to eat some motherfucking chicken. That's a thing that is significantly closer to me than a goddamn alien, and we still do a tremendous amount of cruelty to animals. So even by the zoo hypothesis, you're still failing to consider how unimaginably cruel they would be.
This is for any one of you. Based off of each of your experiences and observations, do you believe UAPs pose a potential threat to our national security?
Yes, and here's why. The technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had, and you could put that anywhere.
Here it is.
If you had one, you captured
there
one,
it is.
you reverse engineered it, you got it to work. You're talking something that
shit.
can go into space, go someplace, drop down in a matter of seconds, do whatever it wants, and leave, and there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing.
Several months ago, my office received a protected disclosure from Eglin Air Force Base indicating that there was a UAP incident that required my attention. I sought a briefing regarding that episode and brought with me Congressman Burchett and Congresswoman Luna. We asked to see any of the evidence that had been taken by flight crew in this endeavor and to observe any radar signature as well as to meet with the flight crew. We were not afforded access to all of the flight crew. And initially, we were not afforded access to images.
Yeah, because they were like, what kind of name is Congressman Birdshit?
I sought a briefing regarding that
I had
episode
one guy
and
drop
brought
out.
with me Congressman Burchett and Congresswoman Luna.
You made that up. They were like, no way is that a real congressperson. We're not letting you come in here. You're a liar.
Thereafter, we had a bit of a discussion about how authorities flow in the United States of America, and we did see the image. And we did meet with one member of the flight crew who took the image. The image was of something that I am not able to attach to any human capability, either from the United States or from any of our adversaries. And I'm somewhat informed on the matter, having served on the Armed Services Committee for 7 years, having served on the committee that oversees DARPA and advanced technologies for several years.
This guy nodding so hard, like in agreement with Matt Gaetz, doesn't trigger any of your fucking red flags? Really? Like, it doesn't immediately go, maybe this guy's a bit of a kook? Nope. Like, maybe I'm just too stupid. I don't know. Who knows? I'm just saying that when I see a guy respond that positively to Matt motherfucking Gaetz, I'm like, nope. No longer a viable, credible arbiter of truthful information to me. Or even one who is capable of exercising rational thought. Someone in the chat said, seems so much more certain than the intelligence expert. Yeah, dude, you're right. Because intelligence experts have always been incredibly truthful about like alien life and haven't used it as a fucking as a substitution for like more access, more surveillance,
Of course, go for me.
more technology, or just like lied regularly, used it as a mechanism of disinformation throughout history. You know, they are known for being truthful. So immediately I think, oh, intelligence expert. Well, this guy stands to gain nothing from spreading misinformation about this kind of thing. Certainly, surely, I don't know anything about the history of this kind of phenomena and our intelligence agencies. That's why I believed hook, line, and sinker when they said the Havana Syndrome thing was real. Remember chatters arguing with me aggressively about the truthful nature of Havana Syndrome? Because for chatters, all it takes is one New York Times write-up. All it takes for a lot in this community of critical thinkers is one fucking NPR New York Times write-up. And they're like, nope, it's fucking real. Shut the fuck up. This one hasn't even gotten that. I hope the aliens take you first. I mean, yeah, and have their sweet way with me.
They were out on a test mission that day over the Gulf of Mexico. And when you're on a test mission, you're supposed to have clear airspace. Not supposed to be anything that shows up. And they saw a sequence of 4 craft in a clear diamond formation for which there is a radar sequence that I alone have observed in the United States Congress. One of the pilots goes to check out that diamond formation and sees a large floating, what I can only describe as an orb. Again, like I said, not of any human capability that I'm aware of. And when he approached, he said that his radar went down. He said that his FLIR system malfunctioned, and that he had to manually take this image from one of the lenses, and it was not automated in collection as you would typically see in a test mission.
I need you guys to understand something.
Yeah, gonna need a well-organized team for this. People are already dropping out. I see why. I'm just gonna
only
leave.
like 2 or 3 months ago blew up a child's weather balloon project with a multiple $100,000, if not $1 million missile system. I'm sorry, but you're on fucking. If you think that these guys are infallible, if you think that these guys do not have a tendency to fucking panic, if you think that they don't have any alternative